evening, and welcome to the Printer's Little Game, a tabletop role-playing game for Vampire the Masquerade. Before we start, a brief disclaimer. While our players are lovely, lovely human beings, they are playing terrible, terrible vampires, and there may very well be instances throughout the game where they do unpleasant things. If you are of a nervous disposition or easily offended, please feel free to take yourself off. Ignore that part of the story and come back and join us later where things are lighter and fluffier. Now, let's begin our story. Tonight, our camera comes up, as it always does, in darkness. But darkness whisking through the air. The sensation of wind travelling quickly. Occasionally lights flashing to the left and right. And eventually a bright light in the distance. A station. The camera comes to a stop and turns, travels through the cab of the train into the carriage and sits upon the shoulder of an old lady who steps off the train and into the station. Immaculate, brightly lit. The metro station is like many others. The woman walks up the stairs, climbing past all of the bodies moving to the left and right, until she comes to the entrance. And our camera detaches and catches sight of our protagonists, currently involved in a conversation with two members of the revolutionaries. Octavia and Victor. "Forgive me," Octavia says. "While we understand that we are taking a risk here, we are trusting you in speaking with you now. That trust goes only so far. We don't know you. We would ask that you understand our position. We don't know what your intentions are, and we are concerned that we could be getting ourselves into all sorts of bother here. It's why we've asked to meet in a public place."
Well, that's all understandable and everything, but listen, we just got to make sure that we're both on the same page and everything. Do you remember what I'm proposing, little Missy?
Yes. An exchange of blood.
Indeed, indeed. So, how do you want to do it? I mean, if you want to, I can step out. You can step in, and then we can stay out here until like that. And then your buddy over there can, when he feels that, you can step out, and then he can step in, and there you go.
I'm not keen to subject Victor to this, but I'm prepared to consider making the sacrifice myself.
Well, that's really good that you want to take one for the team and all. That I think that's acceptable. Kelly, what do you think there, buddy old pal?
Yeah, sounds good to me, Harvey. Who did you want to bond with, myself or Harvey?
I don't want to bond with anybody.
Who are you prepared to bond with, myself or Harvey?
Whomever you decide is the most appropriate. This is a negotiation.
Killian. Yeah, Killian, it might be better. Which would you want to bond with, preferably? I think it might be better that you bond with Killian because he's a Nosferatu, not a Tremere. And I know how some people feel about the Tremere, so I just want to put your mind at ease and do that. But it's up to you. You know what I mean.
That's acceptable to me.
It's entirely your decision. If I may put your mind at rest, I don't give a fuck that you're a member of the Tremere. You're just another.
Oh, okay.
The Tremere are just another clan. I treat you based on how I find you, not based on the reputation of your family.
Oh, bless you. That's a very great comfort to me. Yeah. You're one of the few, so I thank you for that. So we get this party started, so to speak.
Octavia and Victor exchanged slightly worrying glances. Like they're worried. Sorry, they exchanged worried glances.
Are don't be worried. Like, if we wanted you dead, we would have already attacked and everything.
Fine then. How do you want to do this?
If you want to go into the bathroom with Killian, and I'll stay out here with Victor, and then we could do it that way.
She nods and takes a step forward. Victor, you see Victor reaches out and touches her arm briefly, and she turns around and just taps his hand affectionately, and then his hand releases and she steps forward into the bathroom.
Harvey will step out and close the bathroom and just nod at Victor.
Victor doesn't say anything. He props up against the wall next to the door.
Harvey Lee will reach into his jacket pocket and pull out a Bible and start reading it.
Elizabeth will go like this, stand next to Harvey and listen intently.
And Killian will head on into the bathroom with Olivia.
Okay. Is it the men's bathroom or the ladies' bathroom we've gone into?
I can't rightly remember which one we decided.
Her choice.
Well, I mean, if it's her choice, it'd be the ladies' bathroom.
Yeah, I'll follow it.
Okay. I mean, it's pretty clean in here, all things considered.
All things considered.
I mean, this is the world of darkness.
Also France. So
yeah, but the metro is really nice.
At night?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Alright, I have a picture.
Yeah, I've been on London Underground, and I've been on the metro, and the metro is like 1,000 times better than London Underground.
What's the difference?
London Underground is dark, dingy, dirty, smelly.
Full of Londoners.
Unpleasant. And the metro is light, airy. They build the stations quite large, so everything is very well lit. The surfaces are all kept clean. They're constantly cleaning everything, so everything looks nice. And they make a special effort to make sure that the stations actually are kind of artistic and pleasant to look at.
No, sir, I just don't know what London Underground is. I thought it was, if someone would have told me that, I would assume it's the metro or something.
Yes, it is, yeah.
It's the metro in London, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't even want to say what I thought when you said London Underground was. So.
the underground rail network in London.
Oh,
is what
okay.
I'm referring to. Sorry, I thought it was more well known than I obviously.
No, I thought it was like a rock band or something like that, or something.
I mean, you're comparing that to what metro?
France, Paris.
Oh,
Paris-
the
Paris is
French
Metro, which
metro.
is the
Okay, I
which is
get
the
it.
underground rail network in Paris.
Yeah, okay. Very cool.
Does Athens have a metro?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is it
And it's
amazing?
newer, so you could
I don't
say
know. It's pretty.
better.
It's good. I don't have much to compare it to. So
Well, I've been to like 5 or 6 European metros, and the Athens one is the best that I've seen. So
that's
Oh, there you
that's
go.
very Athens biased. Don't listen to her.
The stations are bigger, is what I'm going to tell you. Since I've been to France as well, they are.
oh yeah.
Like in the other one, if you are told, maybe you will have problems like with some tunnel networks they have and stuff. Like in Athens, they are just, underground, like shelters, basically, like fallout shelters.
Metro 33 Athens. Yeah.
Cool.
They're big.
Well, I've been to Tokyo, and the Tokyo metro stations are immaculate.
You've been
In
to
Japan.
Tokyo.
Probably Russia and Tokyo are probably up there with their metro stations. Probably.
Right, so we pictured the bathroom of
Anyway,
the
back to the
French metro.
bathroom of the French metro. Yeah. And
We smell it.
Killian will. I don't know how you normally do it. Killian will offer a wrist.
A wrist.
Yeah.
Boring.
Where else do you think to take it from?
She is throbbing. I don't know.
I thought it's a neck thing. I mean, I'm a new player, I thought it has
I
to be
mean,
a neck thing.
Nah.
Blood can come from any part of your body, and it's an interesting point to make because you will know, having had some experience of this, that blood tastes differently from different parts of the body because of how oxygenated or deoxygenated the blood is. Depending on whether you take from a vein or an artery, and depending on how far away it is from the heart and how oxygenated or deoxygenated, it can have different flavours. Taking from the neck is normally the traditional concept of vampires is to bite a neck. The problem with that is that there's a lot of pressure there, so you tend to get spray. If you take from extremities, the pressure is less, and you tend to get less spray.
And also, you can hold them away. So you've then got your whole body to defend yourself if they try to do anything stupid. If you offer them a neck, then they are pretty much on top of you.
Arguably,
Where's the tastiest blood?
I was about to say, arguably, the most
Oh.
the best flavour of blood comes from the groin.
Wow,
No
I didn't
way.
see
How-
that
It
one coming.
is the groin
No
is the
way.
right pitch of oxygenated and deoxygenated blood.
Please tell me this is Vampire the Masquerade lore only. Like,
No,
you know,
in
not
real
some-
life, blood in human bodies tastes best from the groin. Yeah, of
In
course I'm going to
real
know
life. You
Yes,
sure it
in-
was blood, buddy?
that. In Vampire, obviously.
Okay,
Ah,
well, I'm not
Lord.
offering my groin, I am offering a wrist.
It's the inner
So,
thigh, not the groin itself. It's the inner thigh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can
That
bite my
makes sense.
ass or bite my wrist. One of the two. No.
What will you ask of her?
She's
That's up to her. I am offering a wrist. Let's move this conversation swiftly onwards.
she steps forward and takes a look at your wrist. Are you a particularly dirty Nosferatu?
No, I would say not particularly. He's not like sewer filthy, and he spends most of his time above ground. So,
Okay.
yeah, he's not like a pussy Nosferatu. He's fairly nice,
Okay.
if hideously ugly.
I mean, here's what it is.
Blood's blood.
She hesitates for a moment and then takes your wrist. I'm not thrilled with this.
I'm not thrilled with the whole game, but there needs some trust implied. You're sending us in onto some, the opportunities for double crossing are huge. You're sending us into a very tricky situation. If you're upfront and honest, then yeah, we could sort this out. But
No, I
we
appreciate.
need guarantees.
I
Yeah.
do appreciate. Fine. If this is the way to establish that trust, then this is what we'll have to do.
Yeah.
She brings your wrist to her lips, and she bites. She's not savage in it. Like it's a you get a. There's no passion. It's not an attack. It's not a an intimate thing. It's a functional utilitarian situation. She bites and takes exactly as much as she needs to.
Okay.
She licks the wound when she's done, as is the way. Just to explain to those people who are giggling about this, vampires, when you lick the wound that you've caused with your teeth, it seals, it heals.
Oh, has a purpose.
It has a purpose.
Like, does she only lick it once and it's already
Yes.
sealed?
Yes, it instantly heals the wound.
Useful.
She then unbuttons the. She takes her jacket off and unbuttons the cuff of her blouse. Rolls it back and then presents her wrist to you.
I know I follow suit. Again, it's not an intimate or savage thing. It's a transaction. I will bite into her wrist, take exactly 1 blood point, lick the wound, and step back.
Okay.
Was I hungry? Oh, I was hungry. Do I get a point back? Yeah.
Yes, you do.
I know,
But
'cause
you
I've
would have
lo-
lost one.
I've lost a point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're on the same level.
Yeah.
If you glance at her face while you're doing this, she has a slightly worried expression.
Okay.
When you conclude, that worry seems to disappear.
No.
Oh, she
Okay.
thought you're gonna take more?
Yeah, sir, I have a question. Like,
Go on.
didn't they lose like a mouthful of blood? Is that enough to lower you a hunger point or to gain a hunger point back?
So if you feed from another vampire, they will lose a point of hunger, and you will gain a point of hunger.
It's not a mouthful.
Oh, so she
But because
she had some amount and you had some amount.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
So basically, yeah, it's like a swap. So you end up with the same sort of amount. When you're done, she will roll her sleeve back up and button the cuff, and then put her jacket back on. Where do we go from here?
Gaston will be at the railway tracks for the next few nights, dismantling whatever he's dismantling.
Yes.
Okay. Can you point out where?
Well, let me rephrase. To my knowledge, I believe that to be the case. If I understand it to be different, I will make efforts to alert you to the situation.
Okay.
I can't guarantee that he will be there for the next 3 nights because I don't know what will happen.
We'll
But
try to conclude our business sooner rather than later.
I will keep you in the loop as to his movements.
We'll look to get this sorted quicker than 3 nights. Get it over and done with.
That would be something of a relief.
Okay.
I look forward to Victor and I being able to engage with your coterie in a more friendly and less troubling capacity going forwards. After the rest of the revolutionaries are dispatched, you will find us great allies.
I look forward to that.
She she gives you a kind of slightly sad smile, and steps out. As soon as the door opens, everyone else will see this. As soon as the door opens, Victor almost launches himself off of the wall, not in a combative way, but in a kind of like he's obviously been waiting, and there's a moment the door opens, he almost panics. He takes a step forward, barging somebody out of the way, and turns to look at the door. And when he sees Octavia, his body relaxes.
Harvey Lee will put away the Bible. Well, I guess that's it. Is that all taken care of now?
Yes, it is. I suggest we round up our coterie, go back to the house, and make some plans.
Certainly. Well, good seeing you.
We will be in touch if the situation changes.
Thank you.
I slide into the crowd and I go to the two other guys to tell them that it's done and we should meet up with the rest.
You came in with a car, right? With a truck,
Yeah.
right? Like the minivan, or what was it? I don't remember what vehicle we had. I think it was a
I
minivan.
can't remember.
Yeah, it's like a
I thought it was the fan. I think.
yeah
Oh, right,
a van. Yeah, a van. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, then let's go to
I'll
the
be
van,
going
shall we?
back. I'm gonna go back on foot. Not all our eggs in one basket and everything.
Okay.
Remember what
cool.
happened.
Don't you think you're being overzealous about this? Things went well.
You never know. Maybe they want us to sleep our guards, so we are back in one vehicle and then do the same trick again.
Okay,
That would be embarrassing.
Bruno, are
I'll
you
go
tired?
with him. No, I'll go with Angels if that's okay with you.
Yeah, I'm gonna gladly take my seat back at the van.
Okay, meet you at the coterie then.
Yeah.
Okay.
I go back, and are the other vampires gone? Is it just the three of us now?
Yeah,
When I go back?
Octavia and Victor will leave relatively quickly thereafter. They walk out of the metro.
Delphine will like take off the thing on her hair that has it tied and take off like half of her clothes and be like, "Damn, I hate this. I'm never doing this again." And she looks like herself again.
Okay. Who's I will drive us back to the house.
Okay.
Yeah, certainly not me.
Okay.
And wait for the other two to join us.
Yeah, and me and Angels are taking the metro, basically.
Philip. I should like very much for you to make a wits plus drive roll for me, please.
Oh no, the driving skill was relevant.
Bro. Is there there is a drive roll.
Any bonuses? Any modifiers?
Negative. Just roll and tell me what you get. Okay. Perfect.
Oh wow, he only has one. Never sitting in this car again.
No, he has a dice pool of 3.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But
two of them are
two
hunger.
of them are hunger dice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's fine. The drive goes without a hitch. You stick to the main thoroughfares, and you arrive back at your haven in relatively quick succession. It honestly isn't that far to walk it. So the two who travel on foot arrive back maybe 20 minutes later. Not a significant amount of time. And we will pick up the next scene as Angelos, being the last in through the door, closes the door with the definitive click.
And then I turn all the locks one by one.
Okay.
He's a very
Clink, click, 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 clang. And then I just straighten my coat, and then I turn around and go towards the gathering of my fellow coterie. So what's the plan, guys?
Okay. So we have, in theory, agreed to take out 3 Bruges. We've got a couple of options as I see it. We go and do it this night. We basically gamble that the 5 of us are more than capable of taking out the 3 of them, or we contact the Phantom Court and see if they want to join us, and we share half of the territory with them.
Why do you think that they would claim half the territory? I don't think they want to help us, like, actually help us that much, let's say.
There's 3 territories, isn't there? So there's ours as the Phantom Court, and there's the Revolutionaries. If they help us defeat the Revolutionaries, my proposal would be we split the Revolutionaries' territory between the 2 of us.
The woman suggested that they would have more of a supporting role, right? I don't think that they have a claim on the territory.
Okay. So I was offering them a claim on the territory if they offered to physically help taking out these 3 Bruges. That's where I was going with that.
I think we should try to separate these 3 Bruges and take them out separately rather than taking them on like all 3 at once, especially physically, because Delphine looks around the room. I don't think we're physically equipped to deal with 3 Bruges, except like one of us.
So, cards on the table. Who feels physically combative enough to go on 1-to-1 combat?
I do. I'll
And I'm
kick one
quite
of their
happy to.
asses.
You can take this one.
I do not.
Okay.
Not at all.
What do we know about these guys?
Gaston.
Learn their names to start with.
Okay, so Gaston is the leader.
Yeah.
He
has a
Soraya,
temper.
He has
right?
a temper. Yep. He is predictable. Sorry, he can be unpredictable, and his tactics are brutal. He suffers from a lack of patience.
All right.
Soraya.
So, yeah.
She is more calculated than Gaston.
Yeah.
And then Alistair is more of a prophet for them. He is their spiritual guidance, if you like.
He's like me.
Yeah, but not
Do
as
we
much
just have
fun.
to? Of course, no one is as much fun as our Harvey. Do we have to kill them?
You know that all 3 of them are competent combatants.
What?
Do we have to kill them, or do we just have to remove them from the scene?
We
Perhaps.
probably have to kill them.
I mean, there is another option.
Mm-hmm.
You could stake them.
Could stake them. Yeah.
Or if you bait them into failing the prince's game.
What does what does stake do? Like incapacitate them? Basically?
Excellent question. Vampires, contrary to the popular misconception, sticking a piece of wood through a vampire's heart doesn't kill it, but it does put it into a state called torpor. Torpor is like the state you go into when you rest during the day. Your body appears to be, to all intents and purposes, be dead. You're paralyzed, and you have no conscious senses of what's going on around you. But the moment the stake is removed, you will reanimate.
Okay.
Can I ask what the subterfuge skill does exactly?
It's lies, the knowledge of and how to use deception.
Okay. How about we lure them? We think of something that they want, we lure them. I can do the job of a bait, of course. And you guys, stake them, or, well, whatever you want to do with them. I don't really care what happens to them. By the way, Sora, that's a woman, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, perhaps I do care a little bit about that. But the other two, not really. So what if we try to lure them? I would assume that I heard Alistair is like a sidekick to Gaston, right?
Yeah.
They must be together, right? At all times. Perhaps they should be our first targets. And I also vote against calling the Phantom Court to help us. I think they don't have anything to offer physically right now.
I disagree with the physical way and not getting the help that we were provided. I don't know why we would endanger our lives without reason, especially if we can have help.
One could
From
say
others.
you're endangering your life for no reason if you call them for help, because they might betray you.
That's how you see it.
Yeah,
That's
I
how
mean, no, I'm just making a point that why would you endanger your life for no reason? Well, it goes both ways. It's how
We have a
anyone sees it.
mutual benefit out of this. I can trust them as far as taking out the revolutionaries goes. I don't say, give them territory or stuff like that.
But we can't trust Octavia and Victor, right? What if we ask them for help? Or are they not going to help us kill their own coterie? They
No, I
can't,
think
right?
that was part of the deal that they weren't going to help. They won't get involved, but they weren't going to help. But that was part of the deal.
Right. And,
Yeah.
and the blood bond helps a little bit with that.
Okay, okay.
Like
But-
out of
but-
character, didn't she say that we take care of the other two and they will take care of Gaston or something like that? I remember something like this, or did I dream of that?
I
Like,
don't remember that, Hale.
They. I don't recall.
okay. If
I
you
don't remember
recall, that's
anything like
fine.
that either.
Me neither. But I think I do remember them saying that like Alistair is always with Gaston, and I don't know about Soraya. I don't know they even mentioned her. They never even mentioned her, right?
Okay. No.
I don't think so. No.
Yeah, so if he's breaking stuff, I guess if we would go to the train station where he is, the train tracks, where was he again?
Yeah, the
I
tracks.
don't know.
He's,
If we
he's on the
went
track.
there, we would probably find the two of them. And since they don't know a lot of our faces, maybe that is the card we should play.
Chris, I asked this last week, but to the west, southwest of the revolutionaries' territory, whose territory is that?
So there is to the west. There is a thin strip which runs from the river all the way to the main road. That is the exclusive territory of an individual called Victor Lechange.
Right. Okay. Ben Hakim.
Yeah, who is Banu Hakim.
All right. I suggest we come to the very edge of our territory, where the train tracks are, and we make our way down the tracks towards the main road, and we look for Gaston. We can do it fairly stealthily. If we see him and there's an opportunity, I'll keep scout ahead. If we see him as an opportunity, we go for that opportunity there and then.
What if he's not alone?
If he's just with one other, I think we risk it. If he's with two others, then we fall back and discuss further.
By risking it, also, your plan is not just like, breaking stealth and attacking them straight up, because, that's not gonna work with two Bruges, right?
Maybe.
Yeah, I agree with going there and scouting, But if we do see them, we should do it with a bit more, brains.
Okay.
Yeah.
Say we just jump them.
You'll jump them after they have been, after their attention has been taken to something else. It will be easier for you to jump them.
Okay.
Who else is for jumping them, by the way?
Chris, why don't we drive down to the edge of our territory on the west? We'll park up in that park.
Yep.
Yeah. And then I will go ahead and try to scout.
Okay. You all travelling together, or are you travelling separately?
I think, to the park, probably all go together.
Okay. Okay.
And then I will move ahead.
Excellent.
On the way there, Harvey Lee will explain the rules of engagement to the people, to the new people especially.
Oh, there are rules?
Oh, yeah, so Missy, yes, there is. Rule number 1, you will preserve their masquerade. Rule number 2, your objective is to wrestle control of the 3 domains for your own coterie by any means necessary. Obtaining control of a territory will be achieved by eliminating the controlling competition or by capitulation by the controlling coteries until a single coterie reigns supreme. Number 3, you will receive no support or interference from the court, and attempting to solicit such will be considered cheating. So, any violence that takes place within the efforts to take control of the domains must be kept within its borders, and strictly to the coteries affected. So, we can't really be attacking other coteries. If any of the above rules are broken by any individual, their coterie forfeits and will be collectively eliminated. Especially about that guy that drove you here. That's the sheriff. He'll kill us all. We don't want that. Let me check my notes. He'll flick through it. If any of the I just read that. The prince reserves the right to change the rules as he sees fit at any time. So those are the rules of engagement.
So, Harvey, if we take care of Gustav, is that of Gaston? Sorry, is that enough? Or do we have to take
if the other 4 then cede, but I doubt they will.
Yeah. Also, there's a possibility that one that we blood bonded could join our coterie, and therefore be our little servant. And the ultimate prize is the United Domain possession and a moderate boon from the prince. So yeah.
Sounds good.
I say we go with Killian's plan to start with and go and scout it out. And then if we get a chance to do something, we do it.
Okay.
Like, bring weapons and such.
Park up in the south.
Before you get to parking up, we need to do a little wits drive roll first, please.
Really, every drive?
Wait. Did we already
say every drive?
in the car?
I just said this one.
Well, it's just been every fucking drive, hasn't it?
Yes.
Are we already going there? Did we move out?
Yeah.
Did we agree on this?
Yeah.
Everyone is in the car and everything?
Yeah.
Well, when did that happen?
Didn't you just agree?
No, but I thought we were still sitting in the room and discussing. I was
Okay.
gonna get
what
ready.
else would you like to discuss?
Well, I was gonna change and get ready and do my
Fine.
craft mask again.
Yep, okay. If you need to do stuff, just say we'll do stuff.
All right. DM, I would like to make kind of like last time with my specialty. I would like to make myself look like some type of performer, not a street performer, a performer.
What?
Like,
when you say
pretty.
a performer, though, like a mime, a drummer,
No.
a painter.
No.
Like
No,
what we getting at? What sort of thing we getting at?
For example, a dancer that has just finished work.
Okay,
You
so
know,
you
and
want to make
it's
yourself look sweaty.
going. No. Okay, I will put like a lot of makeup, still be recognizable, but a lot of makeup, and I just want to look good.
Okay.
All right.
Let me ask you this question: how long does it take you to get yourself ready?
20 minutes. I don't know.
Okay.
Is that a lot?
I don't know. You tell me. How long does it take you to doll yourself up like that?
I don't know, but while they're like discussing the ends of the plan and whatever, I will already be working on this.
Can you
so...
can you have a conversation with Mrs. Hale, because it doesn't take her 20 minutes. It takes her a lot longer than 20 minutes to get ready. Just saying.
Yep.
Does he get to dress to be a dancer?
To be
often?
fair, she doesn't dress as a dancer very often. That's true.
Professional dancer. All right. So what should I roll for the I have a specialty in masks. I guess that's the one. I also have a dancing special, but I don't think that's it.
Crafts. It's going to be dexterity plus crafts roll.
Yeah.
Is it like a circus freak predator type or one?
Uh-oh.
Okay, you do it.
Great.
You spend 20 minutes, you slap on some makeup, and you come back down to the room where everyone's waiting.
I slapped it. How does it look? How does it look, guys?
She looks
Yeah. Angela's
all right.
like looks.
She looks like she hasn't made herself look ugly by any stretch of imagination, but it's a bit kind of much.
She looks like a beautiful donkey.
I can't be a donkey. I have stunning trait. Relax.
Yeah,
You're a stunning donkey. Yeah.
Great. I have like blue circles around my eyes, and I think it looks good. Charming.
You've just overdone it.
Yep.
Maybe I'll
You look
use
very pretty.
Thank you, Harvey.
Harvey will
like-
just put on the clothes that he wore it. So
It's like a deception roll in this game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Manipulation, subterfuge.
I don't see Harvey rolling it, huh?
Maybe he really thinks so. It's Harvey, you know?
Well, he might
Calling
not
him
care.
stupid.
He might not care. Like it not caring about something and saying something is different from specifically lying about something.
I'm pretty sure no one cares. So.
White
It's
lies.
insane cope. Insane cope saying that it's on the line.
It's a male response, I think. Hale backed it up now.
Yes, Harvey is for his many years of being a male, like has it down.
He
All right.
knows what he needs to say.
We're ready to go. Let's
Are we all
go.
ready to go? Anybody want to do any last things?
Just maybe it comes into play. I don't know. Like while Delphine was getting dressed up, at some point Bruno would walk up to Killian and ask him to use the phone of the house.
Yeah, help yourself. It's in the hallway.
Okay, and then Bruno will go to the phone and he will make a phone call. Maybe if you will listen that he's talking about rentals and instructing someone to maybe search for an apartment in the vicinity of the coterie.
Cool. Yep.
And then he'll just return to the couch, and sit and wait for Delphine.
Cool. Killian is going to go upstairs. He will find a fairly wicked, evil-looking axe. Just a hand axe, not like a big battle axe or anything. And bring that down and ask if anybody else needs any weapons or equipment.
I have a dagger from last time that I took.
Okay.
I still have it on my. I have like a that thigh thing, under the dress where there's a dagger.
Okay. Cool.
My rapier.
Don't have use of such crude things.
You use your fingers.
Use this,
nails?
lady.
Are
This
you gonna
sticks?
headbutt them? That's pretty cool.
Over here, we call that drop the Swede.
Harvey, I
That's using
suppose You know some very dangerous magic since you're an experienced Tremere, right?
Sure, that, and also I'm armed with my Bible, the Word of God, so that'll work for me.
Great. We're all set,
Just
Killian.
gonna throw the book at them.
If we're all set, you want a wits drive roll?
I would
Mr. Hale?
love a wits drive roll, yes.
2
Okay,
successes.
Perfect, yep, no problem at all.
We will park in the very southwest corner of the park.
Just to let you know,
Uh-huh.
that wits drive roll isn't to see how good you drive. You drive perfectly fine. It's to
Right.
see if something happens along the way, that's all.
Ah, right, okay. So, I'm going to suggest I go ahead. Do you guys want to wait by the car? And if I'm not back in 15 minutes, come and find me here.
Think it's good to have backup.
Yeah. I mean, maybe those of us that have like stealth or something can come along, or I don't know how it works.
Sad to say, I don't have not really good at stealth, so I don't want to ruin your.
Yeah, I'm not particularly stealthy either, but I was thinking
Adventure.
maybe anyone else, maybe.
I have some. I have some skills in stealth.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to see me or hear me. So,
Yeah. How about we go like you go first, and then those of us with stealth go second, and then the rest go even behind that.
okay, no problem.
Or
Go in
like
waves.
if I'm the only one with stealth, I'm not going alone. Someone's coming with me.
You're the only one.
Well, you're not coming with
Okay.
me, so you stay in the
Yeah.
car. Right.
Yeah.
Chris, I'm going to use Silence of Death, which is free, and Unseen Passage, which is a rouse check.
Make a rouse check.
I get... Oh, I don't get hungry.
No, you're good.
Okay.
Philip, can I ask you to also make a dexterity plus stealth check for me, please? I appreciate you
can.
ordinarily wouldn't be required, but you're trying to sneak up on vampires who potentially
Yep.
could pierce your obfuscate.
My speciality on stealth is Kindred, so do I get any bonus?
Well, you're trying to sneak it up specifically on Kindred, so yes.
So, stealth plus dex. What's the bonus? Is it one
Plus
dice?
one, yeah.
One dice modifier. 5
Excellent.
successes.
Excellent. Okay. So you slip off from your coterie, head off down towards the tracks, and disappear from view. More from stepping behind something and then activating your ability. You travel down the tracks. Tell me how far you're going down the tracks.
Well, I said 15 minutes, so I am travelling for 7.5, well, let's say 7 minutes there, and that gives me 8 minutes to get back to a port. So, yeah.
You could get to pretty much the if you move quickly and quietly across the tracks, specifically in a straight line, you can get to the main section where the tracks all gather.
Yeah, okay.
So about the middle of that area.
That's how far I'll go.
Okay, so you travel down the tracks, and the tracks are obviously working tracks. There aren't any trains traversing it at the time when you're in motion, but you're traveling down a dark path. You're not walking on the tracks themselves. You're walking slightly off to the side, and you're using the natural coverage. There are what do you call them? Kind of junction boxes and electrical substations and various objects along which you're using to disguise your path, despite the fact that you're also covered by your kindred abilities. As you approach the area where the tracks converge, you realise this is a large area. It's a shunting yard.
Yeah,
it's a large area where trains will often wait before they pull into the station. But not all of the lines are active lines. Some of them are, quite a lot of them have not trains themselves, but carriages series of carriages on them for its entire length, up to the point where it joins onto the main line. Some of them have 1 or 2 cars. Some of them have 30 cars. Some of them, and some of them are in better states of repair than others. There is a section on the north side where you've got the northernmost section that's brought off to one side, where some of the oldest cars are. These cars have obviously been here for years. They're rusted. You don't think they'd ever move again. You can see and hear signs of activity coming from that location.
Okay.
And you can hear the sound of metal against metal, but you can also hear the sound of people moving around and laughter and there's a sound of music, like a radio playing.
Can I get a bit closer?
Sure. As you start to get a bit closer, you realise that the lights that you're seeing as well, some of them are electrical lights, but there's also a flickering like flame.
Right, okay.
That's reflecting off of the carriages themselves. And as you get closer, you find that there's an area that is between... So you have like a set of cars, a long set of cars, and then you have an empty track, and then you have a shorter length of cars, and the doors on the sides of the carriages have been torn away. Some of them lying discarded on the floor. Some of the doors are still intact and are obviously in working order. But in the centre, an area has been set up that looks a little bit like... Amphitheatre is more grand than this is. It's a circle. There are oil drums, several oil drums that are obviously burning something. You can see the flames flickering through, and as you see this, you feel in your gut, your beast shies away a little at the sight of the flames. But they're distant enough, and you prepare yourself for it. You can see... can you make a wits and awareness check for me, please?
That will be a...
No, that's okay. That's all right. It's a perception based thing. That's not gonna pan out. You can see bodies. You can see people moving around. It's difficult to tell how many because of the light. You're seeing mostly silhouettes rather than anything else. But you can make out the shapes of 7, 8, 9, maybe 10 people. Milling about, moving around. They seem to be socialising. One of them, in amongst the crowd, moves more confidently than the others. In fact, looking at this individual, you're pretty sure from the body language and the way that this person moves, it's Gaston.
Okay.
Gaston is walking around socialising with the ascended masses that are here, and every so often he takes several steps towards the centre of the area where an old broken car sits, and with a sledgehammer he smashes it. And then laughs and goes and speaks to another group of people.
Right. Can I see either Soraya or Alistair in the crowd?
But you think that you're not necessarily sure that means that they're not there. It's just
Yep.
like you can make out Gaston more than the others because of the way he moves towards the center where the majority of the light is. It becomes easier for you to identify him. It could be that the others are integrated into the crowd.
Okay. How long have I got to get back? Am I about the halfway point in time?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. Can I have one more scan to see if I can pick out either of the other two vampires, and then I'll head back?
You can.
Okay.
You
Is
can.
that another wits awareness?
It is another wits awareness. This is going to be slightly more difficult though.
Okay. Do I put a modifier on there, or just roll?
No,
as it is?
I'm looking for more successes.
Okay.
Okay.
4.
So you creep a little closer, and then you adjust your position to, you slip in behind one of the cars, and you use it to block some of the electric lighting, and because of the lack of glare, it makes it a little bit easier for you to be able to identify. You do indeed see Alistair. He's talking with 3 girls. They're sitting on 2 of them are sitting on the ground, and one of them sitting on a like a wooden box.
Right.
He's standing in front of them, and the way he's talking, he's kind of gesticulating with his hands a lot. He seems to be in full preach mode. Their attention is wrapped upon him.
Okay, I'll head back to my coterie and relay that information.
Do the people look like humans or like vampires?
Well, vampires
The
look like
ones-
humans. So
No, I mean the
they,
group.
they all
Does
they all look like humans. There are at least 2 vampires in there.
Well, what I'm asking is, does it look like a gathering of humans or a gathering of vampires? I'm guessing the humans and vampires do different things when they have a gathering, right? Like, is there food? I don't know.
So that's a reasonable question. There wasn't a buffet put on. Let's put it that way.
There's a lot of drinking going on.
But you would have seen bottles and cans of alcohol being consumed.
Does alcohol affect vampires
You can't drink it.
at
But
all?
if you drink the blood of someone who's inebriated, you get the effect. Same with drugs.
When I say you can't drink it, naturally you can't drink it, but you can rouse the blood, and you can use that to activate your body for a short period of time that enables you to be able to eat and drink food naturally. Also, probably importantly for you, Sarah, it also enables you to be able to engage in sexual activity in a normal way. Because your body, all of your internal organs activate for a short period of time. So all of the natural things that human beings do can be engaged in that way. For that short window, it doesn't last for a long time.
Okay. So you saw Gaston and Alistair, but not Soraya, right?
Correct.
I wonder if we should try to lure one of them out of the gathering and jump him.
I mean, jumping them now it's a breach of the Masquerade, no? Unless
If
they're
it's
all
in
ghouls or
front.
something.
No, if it's in front of the people, but I said lure him out, right?
Yeah.
Lure
Yeah,
him out of the
I'm
gathering.
saying, yeah, we have to lure them or do something, because jumping them right now would mean
Depends,
a
doesn't it?
breach of the Masquerade.
If you jump them and stab them with a rapier, that's not a breach of the Masquerade. Yeah?
It is if they keep walking.
Well, yeah, you're stabbing them and they're fighting back, then yeah, at some point it looks fairly obvious, but yeah.
Well, if they keep walking, then it's their breach of the Masquerade, so we win, right?
That comes down to an argument in court.
So
Well, better call Saul.
I mean, if you really need to, what we could do with those other people that are not vampires is we can bring them home and then if you want to, you can have them as your own like little buffet.
There is another.
What's the word? A larder.
There is another thing to take into consideration with regard to this, and that is there is no breach of the Masquerade if there's no witnesses alive to give to testify.
Ooh, that's
Right.
good.
Also,
How many
that's
people
what-
were there?
Perhaps 10.
A lot of blood bugs.
Yeah. So, did any of them look like well, I don't know if this is gonna work because they're vampires, right? But can they be seduced like not sexually, as in by, I don't know, dancing or something, or thinking that my blood is great or something along those lines, out of character?
They probably do think your blood is great. So vampires are not sexually motivated
Yeah.
because they don't have the same drives and desires because their bodies don't work in the same way that humans do. That's not to say they don't enjoy the activity of it. They could enjoy the activity of it, but if it came down to a choice between drinking blood or engaging in sexuality, it's always going to be drinking blood, orders of magnitude better. So it's
Yes.
a much lower interest to them. Individually, yeah, some might be motivated by seduction. It's going to be pretty rare that you come across a vampire that is going to be motivated in that way. They'd have to be they generally tend to be young, and they generally tend to be kind of weird in how they think about things.
Mhm.
Or
So-
a toreador.
So that means I can't like go there and lure them by doing like for example dancing or something. They won't follow me because I danced like normal humans would.
I
If
mean,
they see
if
a
you were to go
stunning
and
woman.
dance in front of them, they're probably not going to follow you because you danced in front of them. They're probably going to follow you because you turned up and danced in front of them. Like, it's not necessarily... Like, their motivation isn't necessarily going to be, oh, that's a sexy dance, let's follow her. It's going to be more likely to be, oh, some random vampires just turned up and danced in front of us. Let's murder them.
Yeah, in our domain. So that's
All right. Then how about we pretend that we want to be friendly, but for example, just me and Harvey, and then we leave, pretend it's just the two of us, and get at least one of these guys, probably Gaston, since he is the one with the temper, to follow us, thinking that, oh, it's easy pickings, right? But then when he goes behind, there will be Angelus and Killian waiting.
You think they're stupid, don't you?
Chris,
I do.
Basically,
vampires aren't. I mean, we're saying, oh, it's a vampire dancing instead of a human dancing, but unless they have special abilities, they can't always tell that, can they?
If it is not impossible for a person to be able to identify the fact that a vampire is a vampire. Typically, people don't identify that because they don't realise that vampires exist, right? But
Right.
you as a vampire can pay attention to the way a person moves, whether they're breathing, etc. Body language can betray whether somebody is a vampire or not.
Alistair
But
has obviously
it takes assessment.
Yeah.
And
Alistair is obviously talking to some fairly pretty girls at the moment, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if Alistair was to see a pretty girl some way off, yeah, near enough to identify prettiness, yeah,
Mhm.
but far enough away to make that kind of assessment difficult, it could be that Alistair could be lured away.
Sure.
Hmm.
So
And
why
perhaps
don't we
I can-
try?
Perhaps with performance, I can try to hide the fact that I'm a vampire, as in fake breathing and
You
things like that.
absolutely can do that. One of
There
the
is a
things-
problem currently,
One of the
though.
things that vampires do quite often in the winter is they smoke. Right? And the reason they smoke is because vampires don't breathe, so you don't get the breath that gets demonstrated in the cold weather. So vampires will chain smoke because it makes it look like they're breathing.
What's the problem, Angelus?
We need a beautiful woman. We have a stunning donkey.
you have a wet wipe?
No,
No, funny that.
All right. So did Angelus actually say
I
that?
can spit and polish if you want.
Did Angelus actually say that?
Yes, because
All right. I
she
will.
she fucked up her makeup shit. So
Yeah. So as he says that, I will go a bit closer to him, take the bottom of his shirt, and wipe my face with it. And I will say, well, natural beauty it is for tonight.
So the plan
Now we
is
have one.
sure.
Delphine tries to lure Alistair away, out of sight of Gaston, and then we jump him. Yeah?
Were
Yeah.
the people
No.
armed, by the way?
What?
The humans you saw. Were they armed? Guns, you know.
Didn't look
I
like it.
didn't see any. No.
Okay.
Any tips about this guy? Do we know anything other than that he's
He's
a
a bruiser.
spiritual guide?
Not a lot.
What does
Nope.
that mean? He's a bruiser. I mean, I know they are supposed to be like fighters, but not much more.
Every bruiser is different. He may be tough, he may be quick, but he may. I mean, bruisers sometimes have a lot of presence, and the way he was talking to the crowd or to the three females suggests that maybe, and Chris, correct me if I'm wrong, he was using some presence ability. So it may be that one of his skill sets is around presence and performance, and rather than physical.
Okay. I mean, I also have a presence skill. I don't know if that matters in
Yeah.
this.
No, but yeah, you get what I'm saying then. So he has things like awe, etc. He is using that.
All right. Well, I think this is a good idea. How close are you guys going to be? Are you gonna try to like do some stealth to be closer, or
Do we need to stealth, Chris? If I know the way, yeah. And they're not particularly looking out for us. Can we get them to a place where we can lure Alistair without any need of rolls, or
How do I answer that question? Do you need to make stealth rolls? You only need to make stealth rolls if you want to ensure that you're stealthy and not seen. But do you know if you're being seen? No, you don't.
okay?
You could brazenly walk down the tracks perfectly fine and not be seen, or it could be that someone is watching and you didn't realise that somebody was watching.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough.
also, is it dangerous for me to be like alone with Alistair in a back alley? Since he can just
He's. I don't know
even
if
if
you, I don't know
if
if
I'm a
you,
vampire.
I don't know if you cottoned onto this fact earlier on, but he was one of several guys who cornered your predecessors in an alleyway, coated their car in petrol and set fire to it, and laughed while watching them burn to death.
Yeah. So maybe I shouldn't really be alone with him, if you know what I mean. Like,
Well, see, I can be
perhaps-
next to you and hidden.
that's
yeah.
the idea that I had.
It's
yeah.
how we get the other three into position. It's how we get all of you into position without being seen.
Angelos, do you have any skills that could be useful for this? You fighter?
In stealth, no.
In, something, I don't know, speed. Can you get there fast?
No.
I don't know. What do you have? Can you shoot?
No.
You're useless. Okay, what do you know how to do?
I can whack him with this rape ear.
Anything else?
Trick funny.
I can't help you right now. You have to be strong on your own.
what about you, Bruno? Can you shoot?
My idea from the start, and I made it perfectly clear, was to get the help of the phantoms on this. You
But that-
wanted to handle it yourself, so now I want to see how you do it. I
Oh,
can't
so
help
you're
you.
gonna be butthurt about it. Alright, I get it.
Then they call me
So-
useless.
Leader calls
So
the
no
shots.
help then. Yeah, alright, Angelus, at least you know you're over Bruno, but what about you, Harvey? Can you shoot?
No, I don't even have that weapon. I know how to do blood magic, so that
Any
might help.
any offensive blood magic?
Kind of strikes me this might have been a
yeah.
conversation to have before you left the house.
Yeah. Well, we know where they are, and we know there's two of them. We don't know where the third one is.
You can assume she's there, but you missed her.
If
At
you
least
get
in
him
the safe
here,
scenario, the worst case scenario, we should assume.
if you can get him here and behind him, you could break his neck. But I can make him to where I can weaken his vitae, but I just need to be able to see him. So there you go. Off you go.
So what if we have everyone but me and Killian hide behind one of the trains?
We've got to get them to the trains. That's
and
my
then me
concern.
and you walk closer so that he sees me. And when we notice him see me, I will just keep walking towards that train as if I'm just walking. We're assuming he's gonna come and talk to me since he thinks he's stronger, right? Is that the assumption? If he doesn't follow me, it is what it is. We will figure
Yeah.
something out.
He's probably
I said,
gonna follow you.
It's getting everyone into position is the tricky bit.
Yeah, so everyone else is behind the train. You and I are not. We're just on the tracks.
We've got
When
to
he
get them
see-
to the train.
I mean,
Oh,
I'd
from
say
here to the train?
Yeah.
let's just try and go to the train, so like we have another choice.
Okay. So Killian will lead the way. He knows how far he went without seeing anyone. Whether someone is watching out for them, we don't know. He will keep a lookout. Yeah?
Mhm.
And we will get to the train, and then we will use the cover of the disused cars to get these into a position close by so that Delphine can try to tempt Alistair away.
I got one question out of character. Can we use abilities on vampires?
Yes, you can,
Or just
with
humans?
variable levels of success. Vampires
Okay.
tend to be more resistant to abilities than humans are, but
Okay.
that doesn't. You can certainly use abilities on vampires.
On our way to get into position and everything, I do want to use Sense the Unseen. So
Okay. Are you sneaking down the tracks, or are you just walking
Yeah.
down the tracks? You're sneaking.
We're sneaking down the tracks.
Sneaking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you all make a dexterity plus stealth roll for me, please?
It's gonna be amazing.
I got a
No.
question. Daggers, do they use dex or strength for damage for attacks?
Dexterity.
Okay, and is this gonna be is this us sneaking the same scene as the one where I will be talking to Alistair?
Yes.
Alright, I wanna do that rouse thing for my dex to increase it
Okay.
by one.
Yep. Sure.
What is this?
That means you get hungrier.
Alright, how do I just put another dot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the bottom?
Yeah.
Alright. And do I still get my bonus?
Yeah.
Okay, and now I have one more dex, right?
Correct.
Alright, I'll just put it.
When you roll it, just add as a bonus one.
I just add another dice or?
Yeah, when you roll your dexterity plus stealth, it'll ask you if there's any bonuses. Just add +1.
Okay, good.
I think we're all pretty stealthy.
You are all pretty stealthy.
Well, they're pretty stealthy. I'm exceptionally stealthy. Let's face it.
With that mag, you gotta be.
Okay. You set off down the tracks. Again, you're leading the way, but you're not obfuscated this time.
Nope.
So as to enable them to be able to watch you and watch where
Correct.
you're going. And you lead them basically the same way that you travelled, moving throughout the various items of I want to say furniture. Furniture is not really the right word, but the objects that are along the sides of the track.
Gotcha.
As you approach the shunt, I don't think I do need to make a roll actually. Delphine. You're moving amongst the others. There's obviously the 5 of you moving along. You become aware that there's someone walking behind you. You hear an extra set of footsteps behind you.
All right.
Probably about 3 meters or so behind you. Not like immediately behind you, but behind where you're standing or where you're walking.
Who is like the closest to me at this moment of the group? Am I the last one walking?
Yeah.
Who is right in front of me?
Angelos.
I tell him.
Why?
Because I said so.
I tell him very silently. I tell him.
Very silently, you're going to tell him something. Okay. Go on then. I want to see you role play telling someone silently.
Wait. Wait, let me check something what this does. 1 second.
Okay. Very
Wait,
silent.
I know. Okay, can someone tell me, because I can't find it, what obfuscate silence of death does?
It turns sound off.
Don't silent of death me, please. Sounds
but-
bad.
Yeah.
Can I make like can I cast that so that only he hears and no one else hears?
That's not how
Or,
it works. So silence of death. Where's the actual ruling for it? The user silences their footsteps, clothing, minor collisions, and other sounds of their person. This makes the vampire undetectable if an observer can only notice them by sound.
Oh, okay, then it's not.
So if you do that, you would literally very silently try and tell Angelos, and he would not be able to hear you.
All right.
I should do that all the time.
In that case, I like extend my hand to him so that he notices that I want to talk to him, and then I like go a bit faster, walk next to him, and I tell him so that no one else hears, like silently.
Oh.
Do I need to roll?
My apologies. I've forgotten one thing. V. I think.
Yes.
I'm not going to make you make a roll because you did say this and I forgot about it.
Okay.
You will notice as this is happening, you will notice that you will see Victor drop off a wall and fall into step behind you guys, specifically behind Delphine. You'll see this happening as she becomes aware of it, and as he hits the floor and starts walking, he drops his obfuscate.
I'm still, since I don't know any of this, I'm still doing the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm like putting my hand on Angel's shoulder and I tell him there's someone following us, but I whisper it. So, they can't hear it unless they have some special ability.
How far away are they?
Right behind us.
Cool.
Yeah.
I go to the person in front of me. I tap their shoulder. Who is in front of me?
Chinese telephone, the vampire version.
Let's say Bruno.
Hey, Bruno. Hey,
What?
there's someone following us, allegedly.
Okay. I'll turn back and see.
Brave.
Okay, you turn back and see the shape of the man that was at the station with Octavia, Victor. He is walking behind your group, about 3 meters behind. About 10 feet.
Okay. We will. Well, I don't know who's there, so.
You don't.
Harvey will tap
Alien.
Killian on the shoulder.
Yeah.
Hey, Victor's behind us.
Okay. So we're not close enough to the. How close are we to the trap?
As you're getting towards the
Right.
shunt.
So we will stop. What Killian will stop, turn around, and walk towards Victor.
So when you start walking towards him, he will stop. He doesn't back away. He just stops.
Right.
And waits for you.
What are you doing here?
He leans into you and whispers, "This is where we live."
Right. Okay. You can understand why your presence is a little unsettling. Can you not?
My understanding is we are supposed to be helping you, are we not?
Your understanding was my understanding was you were giving us information and letting us do the dirty work. The fact that you're there trailing us makes me a little bit nervous that as we start to take on one of your coterie, you will join in, but not on our side.
That would not be in my best interests.
Okay.
You have Octavia at a disadvantage.
Okay. In that case, wait there, please, and I will head back to the group. I suggest we bring him in on the plan. He's going to follow us anyway.
I
And to be
suggest
fair,
we stake him. What do you mean? Just trust him blindly and then he will stab us in the back? What does it mean? Yeah, what does it mean? We have Octavia at disadvantage. We all die here.
I mean, the dude's obviously like in love with Octavia or something. Haven't you seen him today?
Yeah, Octavia will be just fine. Like, if we all die, there's not in any danger or anything.
If Killian dies, won't something happen to her? Wasn't
She
that
will
the
cry.
concern?
Nope.
yeah,
That's
she'll be a tad upset for a very short time.
Yeah, that's very sad anyway.
Then
Yeah.
what's the point of the bond? Wasn't it supposed to be like if something happens to one of you?
Do
It
not
makes you look
betray.
on them more favourably.
Blood bonds take 3 drinks in order to put to a permanent bond. So the first drink makes you just think of the person favourably.
Yeah.
The second time you actively like them, and the third time you are artificially in love with them.
I'm not interested in attacking Victor. That's my stance. Angelo, obviously you disagree. What do the others think?
He's alone. We can just put him down and stake him, and she will be fine the next day. You want to just risk everything?
He might be fine, but it might break the alliance we have and the deal, you know? How about we offer him to do a blood bond with one of us now that Octavia is not here to tell him no?
We can't do this right here now.
Why not? I mean, there are many things that can be done on the train tracks.
Because we're in an enemy territory, maybe, I don't know. And we are sneaking.
Bruno, do we take
Just
him along
an
with
idea.
us, or do we stake him?
I don't want to stake him.
I welcome some help for once. I don't know why you people are so reluctant
Harvey,
to accept
what
help.
do you think?
I think I kind of like Delphine's idea about bonding him. I think it should be Bruno.
Okay. I will go back to Victor and tell him that he can carry on with us but would need to share a blood bond with Bruno.
I haven't agreed to that. Sorry.
If he doesn't, you have now. If he doesn't, we would politely request he goes away. Although obviously we can't enforce that. It's where he lives. He can obfuscate. He can turn around and follow us. But we would look upon that unkindly.
So, out of character, would a vampire know I can be blood bonded?
No.
Ooh, no.
So, okay, in character, how about I make a blood bond with him?
Okay. Angelos would like to share a blood bond with you as a sign of trust, and then you can come with us.
He leans into you again.
Yeah.
Angelos can go fuck himself. I'm not
Okay.
sharing blood with anyone. You're
Okay.
in my territory.
Fuck off then, and let us get on with what we said we would do in the first place.
Octavia tells me that I am supposed to be attempting to help you. I have
We
information.
don't want your help.
Well,
Oh,
fine.
well,
No,
oh, fine.
that's
Information?
You
Fine.
don't want information? That's fine.
Fucking just tell me your information. You could fucking tell me that 15 minutes ago. Tell me your information.
So impatient.
Yeah.
Polite Nosferatu conversation.
Come on.
Mistake you.
Gustav is having a party at the moment. It may not be the best
See that?
time.
Yeah. We were attempting to lure Alistair away, who's also at the party.
Yes. That's not a bad idea.
Thank you.
May I ask how?
Delphine was going to try to seduce him away.
Not bad. He thinks of himself as a preacher, a prophet. Perhaps you can use that to your advantage.
Thanks for the tip. I might.
Do you know where Soraya is?
She's not here at the moment. She's supposed to be here later.
Maybe someone can seduce her as well. Can't be me though.
Good luck with that.
Oh, why? What type is she?
Which direction will Soraya come from? You know.
I don't know. I can keep my eyes open for her and let you know.
Wasn't the idea that we could handle two of them? Like, if
Well, I'm
the
just thinking
third
if we
one
can
is not
take
here.
Alistair out, that's one, and then we can wait for Soraya and hopefully catch her and take her out, and that's a second one, and then Gustav is on his own.
Gaston.
Gaston, sorry. Sorry, guys, I'll be right back.
Alistair is a good choice. But he's dangerous. He's physically strong and fast, but he also has abilities to manipulate your emotions.
Oh.
He can drive you into fear.
Well, I guess we might resist him then. I look at Angelos and I say, "Are you at least good at that?"
We'll find out.
I guess we'll find out.
Okay,
Which
is there any change to the current plan?
I was gonna make a suggestion there, Killian. Hey, Victor, he'll lean into Victor. Would you be willing to? Would you be willing to like lure him out?
Good shout.
Yeah, I could do that. You're working towards my best interests.
Yeah,
You can lure him towards us, then we can take him out.
You have to take him out, though, because if I lure him out and you fail, I am dead.
If we fail, we're all dead, aren't we? Yeah?
If you fail and run away, I am dead.
We're not very good at running away. It's part of our we never pussy out. Part of our tenets.
I see. I see.
Is there like turn-based combat in this?
Yes.
Yes.
No, it's real time, Sarah. Fight for your life. Come on.
Very well then. I could coax him. I could coax him into a more vulnerable position.
Do you trust him to do that, or no?
We've got to start trusting. We've got to start trusting somebody at some point, otherwise it's gonna be all night. So
So yeah, like that's the thing about this game is you're gonna have to you don't have to trust him, but it's in his best interest. So
Well, how are you going to lure him, Victor? Do you need any of our help? For example, I could be laying helplessly on the tracks, and you can tell him that there is a there is a young woman laying on the tracks, and maybe he comes to help, and then everybody else jumps in.
Oh no,
And I also jump.
he won't give a shit about that. But if I tell him I've caught one of you,
good shout.
Listen.
what if we were to stake one of you?
No.
No.
What if we were to make it look like we had?
I'm
Yeah.
only willing to go as far as like tied hands or something. No staking.
We could impale one of you, miss the heart.
I'm starting to not like this plan.
Sounds
Come
reasonable.
on, Sarah. Don't be a pussy.
Delphine.
We need
I
to
mean,
make
won't
it
make
look.
that much difference.
It would need to make it look believable. Do any of you have any prowess with medical knowledge? Know how
I do
to
have some.
know how
Yeah.
to where to place a stake in the body so it looks like you've been
Nope.
staked.
I have no medical knowledge.
I could do
I
that
have
if
some-
someone trusts me
Oh,
with
wait.
that.
You're a doctor, true. You're even better than me at this. I can help though, right?
Someone
I have
must
some
be
skill too?
willing though to accept this.
How would you help?
Oh, I mean, like me and like Bruno can be doing the deed.
Oh, I see what
and
you mean.
I
Yeah.
can.
Yeah. You two can
Yeah.
be doing the deed. Yeah, okay.
I mean,
That's
she's a
an odd way
hooker.
of helping, but I suppose that would help in some capacity.
Delphine is a courtesan, not a hooker. Excuse me.
Okay.
English is my
Only-
second language. What's the difference?
Isn't that
Only-
French for hooker?
No, only watch. Only watch. Alright, so are there any volunteers? Because it ain't me.
How about you stake yourselves? How about them?
Sadly, I can't operate on myself.
Sadly.
If you try it really hard, sure.
you had already said that you were going to be debating their sister Delphine, so
I already said I'm gonna take ropes, nothing beyond ropes. Okay, that's the rule in the whorehouse in here. I'm joking. Nothing beyond the ropes.
Delphine, not Elizabeth.
Oh,
It's your
yeah.
little nickname. It's your little nickname we got
I
for
have-
her.
I have a lot of faces. It's for safety of my job.
I have one, and I wish I didn't.
Me too.
Who asked? But yeah, let's proceed. Any volunteers?
Yeah, go on, I'll do it.
No, the only other person that can potentially fight, we're gonna stake him. Are you guys like?
Well, no one
Yeah.
else is volunteering.
fine. I will do it and be in the good Lord's will and stuff like that. But you better miss.
I vote Delphine.
I didn't ask you anything, Victor.
Come on, Delphine, you want to be bait, and it's not
No,
probably not the
I
first time you
am-
get penetrated. Come on, like just like do it for the job.
How about
That's
you
good.
do it, Angelus, and
yeah.
then as we pull the stake out, you just
I
jump him.
probably need to fight after, like
But
whoever
if you're
gets
not
baited.
wait, but if you're not actually staked, that means you can still move, right? And no problem, right?
Yeah.
Arguably, it should be one of the two senior vampires, so Alistair recognizes him. Or else it could be as well just a random human we take and we stake him for real and we present him as a vampire. But if he sees someone he knows,
Yeah, like he knows me pretty well. Both of them do. So yeah, let's get on with it.
Yeah.
okay.
Just get a blow.
Do you have anything that I can use as a stick?
I have a dagger.
I look around. Was it like a
It's a railroad track,
nail,
so there's
nail
gonna
or
be
something?
some. Yeah.
There's trees and various things. You just break a branch off relatively easily.
Here you go. This pointy branch for you, Bruno.
Branch.
Have fun.
Okay. Okay. Harvey, lie down for me, please.
Harvey will lie down.
Okay. Can you make an intelligence plus medicine check, please, Bruno?
Can I ask Bruno how much medicine and intelligence he has? Out of
A lot.
character? Alright, great.
Oh, get wrecked. Owned.
Hey, I got a lot too, just saying.
Questo.
Yeah.
And that's a sit roll, by the way. Just saying, but anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. You bring the makeshift stake down and impale it through Harvey's chest. You feel the ribs break. You feel the wood slip between his flesh. And you feel it as it impacts into the ground behind and comes to a stop.
How are you feeling, Harry? Is it too bad? It isn't too bad.
Lousy. Can you make sure that I can get up? Because this might be a problem.
So you're not impaled into the ground. It's just
I thought you.
No, the stake stopped when it hit the ground.
I got you. How much damage do I take?
You can take 2 points of damage, superficial damage.
All right.
Do we start with 6 health again? Right?
Where is health?
You start with whatever your health is. Yeah, your health should
Oh.
be equal to 3 plus your stamina. I believe.
Oh, stamina. Okay, yeah, cool.
Is 2 damage
Yes.
a lot? Like,
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Yeah.
For Harvey, it
a-
is.
It's probably at the very minimum 1/3 of his health.
But what does
possibly
Probably
the
more.
superficial
Probably
thing
more.
do?
Probably more.
He's only got 4 health. So y'all, so
You kind of half
Oh.
killed him.
yeah. So
Okay, I grab a blood bag and
yeah, that I could heal later on, but that he's got to look convincing. So there you go. So better keep him safe.
stash it in his pocket.
That's good. That looks good. I will coax Alistair over, and I will try to cause a distraction so they don't hear you. It's probably best that you whisk him away as quickly as you can.
Alright, so how are we gonna do this? Is Angelus gonna attack him first and bring him behind, and then we all go in, or what?
Gonna be peak.
Well, I'm going to obfuscate, and then I'm going to attack him from behind, from an obfuscated position.
And
Okay.
we should hide somewhere behind Harvey. You know, where is Harvey gonna lie down? Like Victor will
Harvey's
go
still
into
lying.
Harvey, right?
Yeah, Harvey's still lying down. He's just tries to look as
Like Jesus.
staked. He's on the track. He's just laying there. So
True martyr. Okay,
Yeah.
let's hide behind some train and then just jump him, like some nearby. train.
Yeah, jump him. Yeah.
You jump him. I'll just watch.
I will
Oh,
follow
you
up.
like to watch,
Jump.
huh?
Don't be a pussy, right? I forgot.
Yeah. You like to watch, huh?
You will have to roll your humanity or something.
No.
I will jump in as soon as Angelos jumps in with my dagger to add to the damage.
So when you say you're going to jump in, where are you guys going to jump in from? Where are you hiding?
Isn't there like a train, a wagon?
There are train
nearby?
carriages, yeah.
Okay, well, I'm hiding behind a carriage
Okay.
close to the staked Harvey.
Me too. I put my dress a bit up so I can run in case. And dagger in hand.
Okay. So you're hiding
Um,
around carriages.
On your boast the blood, Chris.
Okay.
I get hungrier.
Should I rush the blood now, not later?
It's the same scene, so you can do it now or later. It's up to you.
I did it.
And you do not get hungrier.
So it's one of the traits, right? That increase, not one of the skills.
Correct.
Is that right?
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Okay. Victor takes a slight bow, takes a step backwards, and pivots on his back foot and walks towards the light. He disappears from view. Time ticks by. A few minutes. You see motion from around the carriages up ahead where the lights are coming from. You see a person break off from the crowd and start moving towards your position. I'm going to need a series of rolls. The first roll I will require from V. And that roll
I knew it.
will be a stamina plus survival roll. This is this is you trying to keep still and act like you're in torpor.
Okay, I'm gonna rouse the blood for this.
Okay.
Gonna need a blood bag.
Great.
Well,
as is always
eventually
the
will.
case, as is always the case, you get hungrier.
Yeah, I'm at 3 hunger. It's fine.
Your body just wants to be hungry.
Yeah, survival, stamina, +1. 2 successes.
Excellent. Yep, that's absolutely perfect. No problem at all. You maintain. You don't like any ticks that you would have, any motions you would normally have. The fact that you're bored lying on the floor for a couple of minutes and it's cold, like you're jiggling a little bit, and when you see him coming, you become absolutely motionless. Your eyes are open. You don't blink. You are the picture of somebody who is staked. Second set of rolls. The other 4 of you, I will need dexterity plus stealth checks, please.
Do I need to make one if I'm
Philip,
obfuscated?
you do not need to make one because you're obfuscated.
Great.
Very good, Delphine.
Oh, great.
Not so good, Bruno. Okay, not too bad. Angelos and Delphine. Angelos and Delphine, you're fully concealed behind the carriage. Phil,
Mm-hmm.
can you make a wits awareness roll, please?
Yeah.
Not good when he gets a lot of hunger successes.
That's pretty bad.
So it's bad to roll success on the bottom line?
It's a good roll. It succeeded, but it's all hunger successes. And he is getting a little bit peckish.
Okay, so what we're going to do in this situation, I'm going to describe to you what you do, right? What you realise
Mhm.
that isn't immediately obvious to Bruno or to the others is that whereas the others have managed to position themselves perfectly behind the carriages and are not seen, Bruno has chosen a position where logically he will be concealed, but his legs are on display. Right, so it looks like he's concealed, but you realise very quickly that he's not. And without thinking about it,
Mhm.
you quickly move up behind him, grab him by the back of his clothes, and yank him into the darkness.
Okay.
He sprawls onto the floor, and you leap onto his body, and you place your hand over his mouth.
Okay.
When
Does
you
that break my escape?
yes, when you do
Yeah.
that, your
Mhm.
canine teeth descend. Your beast in the pit of your stomach. You feel a writhing mass, and almost like the hunger kind of lurches up your throat. You've got a what is effectively what appears to be a fully controlled and powerless vampire on the floor in front of you for a brief second. And in that moment, your beast knows exactly what it wants to do. And for that brief second, Bruno, you're looking up into the dark mass that is your companion. You see his teeth descend for a brief second, and then it instantly breaks out of it, and his teeth retract again. Like he holds his beast back. But in that moment, that brief moment, there was a moment of pure fear that went through you.
Heavy puffing right now.
Maybe he liked it.
No, I didn't.
A moment of brief fear and swelling happened in that moment.
I didn't know we were already like on the fanfic between the characters.
That's
Okay.
great.
Yeah, you can see the sweat beads like on my forehead.
Point of order. Vampires don't have any fluid inside them but blood, so if you're sweating, it's blood.
I think
Oh,
he
does
got
work
so
like
scared he roused the blood to do this.
Okay. It works like this. But does sweat work like, like if you run, you sweat blood? Like, no.
Nope.
Right?
What?
Nope.
You don't have spit?
Nope.
That's weird.
You have a dead body. Your organs don't work.
Okay.
Oh.
Who do you want to
Oh.
spit on?
Your eyes are dry,
Ugh.
and you don't blink. Unless you actively choose to.
Weirdos.
That's one of the ways that people can identify if you're a vampire. Because if you don't blink, that's a bit of a dead giveaway.
But you can mimic blinking.
You can
no?
you can actively do it. Yeah, I'm doing it now.
Okay.
What a ridiculous thing! I'm thinking about it and now. I'm blinking. I can't stop.
Yeah, that's how it works.
You are now manually breathing.
But yeah, also y'all are all relatively young vampires, so y'all are still blinking and doing all that.
Yeah.
The older you get, is the more that like you stop blinking, you stop breathing. So yeah,
Got spitting.
yeah, Octua. So yeah.
Right. So does
Okay.
that mean that Bruno and Killian are like busy while
In that brief
What's
moment,
his name?
yes.
Alistair is coming? Okay.
Alistair walks towards the body on the floor. He stops a little way away and takes a mobile telephone out of his pocket.
That's forbidden.
Did you just say that out? Did you say that in character? Forbidden! Forbidden technology! Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
Very quietly, just to what's his name? I forgot.
Ladies and gentlemen, we
You.
got him.
Please just be the inner monologue. Just like inner thought.
I said to Angelos like, that's forbidden.
We're in different places, like.
We're not. We're behind the train, right?
No.
You, me, and Bruno, but Bruno not anymore. He got taken somewhere else.
No, we're in different hiding places. You can't tell me that's forbidden.
I
Ah, damn it.
teleported.
So
Can we be in the same hiding place?
he takes the mobile phone out of his pocket, and then you whisper that, and he glances over in the direction of where you're hiding.
Let's jump him.
So much for the stealth roll.
Yeah.
All right. Agilos is gonna wait. Fuck. Who was gonna jump him first? I forgot.
Right.
Well,
You don't know that. You don't know that. Work up your memory. Work up your memory.
as soon as he gets the phone and then stops and looks,
Mhm.
yeah, Killian is going to jump him. He was obfuscated, so it's going to be easy. But some fuckwit can't hide in the dark in a fucking train station, so he's had to break his obfuscate. Yeah.
Why?
So now he's just gonna
Because you
jump.
touched me? You broke your offsuit.
Yes, because that breaks obfuscate. Muppet.
Oh, okay, cool.
Okay, so combat in the World of Darkness in 5th edition Vampire, there is no initiative. Everything happens all at the same time. So you'll declare whatever it is that you're doing. Everything happens simultaneously, and then the turn is over, and then the next turn happens. Okay. So Phil's taking his headset off now, and so I'm going to wait. Oh, okay. So Phil said that he's going to jump.
I've got an axe. I'm going to cross the short distance and hit him in the face. with it.
Okay, I'm going to declare that he is going to try and dodge out of the way. He's going to go full defensive.
Angelos, you do first.
I also jump him because that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get my rapier out and I'm gonna stab him. There you go.
Okay.
I am going with my hand towards his. I'm jumping also out of the place, but instead of going to stab him, I am gonna try to take his phone, wherever
phone.
it is.
Oh, okay. Okay.
We just wondered where your hand was going. It was,
He's going to
Yeah.
grab his.
phone.
My hand is going straight for his phone,
Okay.
and I will extract it from wherever it is. It was in his hand, right?
Yes.
I will try to pry it out of his hand, basically, as he's busy dodging them. I will try to grab it out of his hand.
Okay. Mechew?
There wasn't anyone else, right, with him?
No, he was
No
alone.
one followed him. He was alone. Okay. Then I'm going also. I'm gonna try to attack him with claws, I guess.
Okay.
What do vampires have? Yeah, claws.
If you've got claws.
Oh,
Claws.
like it doesn't work like that. Like I have just hands, so unarmed. If I don't have anything
Yeah.
special.
Yeah, punches and kicks you can do. You
Bites.
there are abilities that enable you to be able to grow claws that you can use in
Yeah,
as
okay.
an offensive capacity.
Yeah, I don't have any of these. Yeah, the thing is, like with all the dominate things, like versus solo person doesn't sound that. Like if I tell him if I say go for a dominate, for example, and I tell him like, I don't know. You said that if I tell him to stop or anything, that if someone hits him, like don't move. If I say don't move, then someone hits him, like that cancels it, right?
Yeah, I mean, if he's got to, because of the way dominate works, he will be able to defend himself. But that doesn't stop you from using dominate creatively in combat. For example, you could say to him, "Be quiet."
If I tell
You
like
can't
it
shout for help.
doesn't make sense to say don't run, for example. Like it wouldn't make sense. Or
No,
don't
no,
dodge.
you could say you
for
could
example.
so you could say don't dodge, and he would ignore that to defend himself. You could say don't run, and he could still defend himself without running away. You could say be quiet, and he would defend himself while being quiet. You could say go to sleep, and he would go to sleep. But if the moment he was attacked, he'd wake up and defend himself.
You could say drop your phone.
You could say drop the phone.
Dolphin is going for the phone, so we trust that she will do it. So if I say be quiet, for example, okay, I like this idea.
Yeah.
But if Angelus comes with the rapier and like stabs him in the fucking balls, won't he like physically scream?
No.
Like even if I tell him to be quiet because it hurts him?
No.
Oh, okay. Then I'll tell him, okay, I'll go for a dominate and tell him be quiet.
Yeah,
I like
that's a
idea.
perfectly
If it
reasonable
works
thing
like
to do. Absolutely reasonable thing to do. Yeah,
Cool.
Good. V.
Harvey Lee's gonna cast Theft of Vitae on him because he wants to get some blood.
Okay.
Well, Vitae from him.
All right. So all of this happens all at the same time. So let's all roll our dice pool.
What's he doing?
He's
he
just
declare?
he's just defending himself. He's dodging.
Okay, yeah,
he wants to get out of the way. So he's going to that's going to apply to your attack. Well, it's going to apply to 3 of you.
Yeah.
It's not going to apply to the dominate because you can't dodge that, and it's not going to apply to the theft of veto because you can't dodge that. So what we're going to do is I'm going to split his dice pool down. So he's going to get a few dice, or he's going to get 3 dice against Phil and 2 dice against the other 2, which probably won't be enough. But let's see how it goes.
Okay.
Okay. So
You want me to kick off?
So Phil, if you want to take the first roll.
Dex melee, yeah?
Yep.
Hit him in the face with a fucking axe. 3 successes.
1 success. So you hit him for 2 damage.
I have a question. Wasn't it for melee dexterity?
Yeah, Dex melee.
Okay.
Do I roll any damage, or is it
That's
just
it.
literally 2
You
damage?
do 2 damage.
Okay.
And another question: I have this like a specialty in melee in rapier. Does that give me anything?
Gives you an extra die to
No.
attack with.
Oh, okay. So
So you Dex melee, and when it says modifiers, you put a 1 in there.
He's about to get wrecked.
should I do it? Am I doing it
Yeah,
now?
go ahead. Yeah. I'm going to try and dodge.
Ooh.
I wouldn't bother.
I dodge 1 of those, so you do 5 damage. Okay. Sarah?
Yeah, what do I need to do for taking his phone?
You will need to make a. I'm going to say it's probably a dexterity brawl roll.
Okay.
You could make an argument to say it might be a strength brawl roll if that's more beneficial for you.
No, I have the rouse on Dex, so
Okay,
this
fine.
is good.
Yeah.
I'll do 1 extra from the rouse. Uh-oh.
Okay. He is going to try and dodge that at the same time, and he gets no successes. So you manage to pull the phone out of his hand.
Do I get it? Do I have the
It
phone,
is
or does it fall?
it is in your hand.
Alright, great. I'm gonna stash that.
Mechew.
Chris, can you explain how... Sorry, can you explain how health works?
Yes.
So he has 7... I don't know how many health he's got.
He has an amount of health boxes.
Right. Are we ticking it off when he gets to 0 and dies? Does it go from lethal to aggravated? How does it work?
Rolls over to aggravated. So if you
So you have to go down his health twice, really, don't
correct. Yes.
you? Yeah. So you have to take it all off. If you're doing lethal damage, you have to get him to 0, yeah, and then it starts becoming aggravated, which is a lot harder to heal. And when that gets to 0, he dies. Yeah.
Yep. You've hurt him very badly.
So wait, I have a question. So if he has, let's say now, like theoretically, max 5 HP.
Yeah.
And
If he had
you,
5 hit
you do
points,
10.
yeah, you
You
would
do
need
10.
to do a total of 10 in order to effectively
Kill him.
And that wouldn't necessarily kill him. That would put him into torpor.
All right.
And it would
Cool.
take him time to regenerate to heal that damage.
Yeah.
Time and blood, which he may not have.
So we've done 7 damage.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's say he's got between 5 and 6 health. We've got to do between 10 and 12.
Unless he
We've
has
done
other
7.
abilities that will change that.
Yeah.
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 Mechew.
Okay, I do the dominate.
Yep.
So it's charisma and discipline. Rolled probably. I think I did.
3 successes.
Okay. Yeah. Perfect. You stare into his eyes and you say,
Shut the
Don't-
fuck up.
Don't make a noise.
Okay.
Don't make any noises.
which version of dominate are you using in this case? Which power?
Compel.
That's not the one I'm looking for. Dominate. There we go. You're using compel. No longer a short sentence. To the letter. And what was it you said?
Don't make a sound.
Okay, so I get resistance against that. Okay.
3?
You look into his eyes, and you say the words, and you feel that the effect has gone off. Whether it works or not, you don't know.
Okay.
Okay, let me go ahead and rouse the blood because I have to rouse for it.
Mhm.
Oh, I do start
Jeez.
bleeding.
What a
It's
shock.
fine. It's fine. He just wants to be a hungry little boy. Do that, and then my modifiers. 5.
Okay, so let's just quickly look up the actual details of blood sorcery theft of VTM.
I got the thing that if you want me to display it,
Yeah, go ahead.
there you go.
Jesus.
More the text.
Yep. Wits versus occult, I think. Wait.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah, that's absolutely fine. So you've made your roll, and got 5 successes, and I've got to roll my wits plus occult. That's going to be a great pool. Let's say that. Oh, I got 3 successes. How many did you get?
5.
5. So the margin. They can feed twice the normal speed.
I think that's when if I
No, it's triple if you're critical.
yeah.
So you can take the margin. How was that weird then? Start feeding from across the room. So you can take 2 points. You can take 2 hunger points off them.
Okay.
I have a question. What did you roll to defend that? Did you roll like a stat or something?
Yes, wits plus occult in that case.
Oh, okay, cool.
Until Sarah is back, may I ask, like, about the system? Like, for example, when I rolled, I rolled
I'll be right
5
back.
dice, right? Because it is charisma plus discipline, which equals to 5.
Correct.
And 4 of them are the upper one, and 1 is the hunger thing. Is that how it works? Like 1 dice is the hunger dice, and then if you're more hungry, You get more dice.
Yeah,
hunger dice.
it converts more of your dice into hunger dice, and if you roll criticals on your hunger dice and you don't roll anything else, that's bad. Something bad might happen.
Okay, so when you're hungry, you're also better at things, basically. Right?
Not necessarily. No, like you still have the same number of dice to roll. You don't get extra dice, but your dice get converted. Some of your dice get converted into hunger dice, and if they come up on the hunger dice and they don't come up on the if you don't roll any successes and just successes on hunger, sorry, if you roll only successes on the hunger, that's bad. And if you roll a critical and one of those criticals is on the hunger side, that's bad too. That's a frenzy.
So now I have 1 hunger. If I had 2 hunger, the first roll would be 3 dice, and the bottom one would be 2.
Correct.
Basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can see the same thing on Harvey's Theft of Vitae roll. So Harvey is on hunger 4. So 4 of Harvey's 9 dice were turned into hunger rolls.
Okay. So he had 9 dice for this.
Yes.
So he's extremely good at this.
Extremely good at blood sorcery.
Okay.
Probably 4 and 4, I'd assume, and rouse the blood, right, or something.
And also a specialty.
Oh, okay, so probably 4 and 3 in pure stats.
Okay.
Cool.
Does that make sense?
And now he's down to 2 hunger. So
Tremere, I guess.
And now you're down to 2 hunger. That's exactly. This is why the Tremere doesn't necessarily need to worry too hard about blood. Oh, can you describe what that actually looks like, by the way?
you'll see Harvey make a gesture towards Alistair, and then suddenly blood will like pour out. His vitae will come out of his pores of his skin and straight into Harvey Lee's mouth.
From across from range, it will basically pull out of various parts of his body, coalesce into a single tendril, and pull out of his body, passing through the intervening space and into Harvey's mouth.
Neat.
If you ever played Legacy of Kain, there you go.
Yeah, it's a bit Legacy of Kain like.
Those games are like just a tiny bit before us, I think.
Okay, well.
I've never heard. I'm sorry.
Sorry,
you don't know it, Peter?
No, I know it. I haven't played it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I've seen the gameplay of it a lot, but I haven't played it.
That's the end of that round. Next round. I'm going to declare that Alistair is going to what Phil will understand as turking. He's going to run away. He's going to run in a straight line towards the collection of bodies.
What a pussy!
Collection of bodies?
To the gathering of
Humans.
people.
Ah, okay.
He's turking.
Well, I'm gonna stab him again with my rapier.
Okay.
I'm gonna throw the dagger in his direction.
I should mention, I forgot about
Makes
this.
sense.
Your weapons should give you a bonus on your dice rolls.
I mean, I added it because I have a specialty. Do you have an even more bonus?
Yes, because
or?
the weapon itself causes more damage than not.
Oh, so I get one on top of my special, so I get +2.
Correct.
Oh,
So you'll get
Cool.
you're using a hand axe and you're using a rapier. So yeah, an additional +1 for both of you.
And what about
Cool.
my dagger?
Your dagger will also be a +1.
I'm gonna throw the dagger at his feet, so I don't accidentally hit someone else.
Okay.
So I actually have a question. Is firearm a +2 then, or I'm just asking? I'm not. Like, is there...
Is firearm a +2? It depends on what firearm you're using.
All right, cool. Is there any melee weapon that is +2?
Yes.
Like?
A proper sword, a bigger axe.
On a rapier is not a proper sword.
A very sharp dagger.
All right, cool.
If you use a long sword, that would be +2. A bigger axe would be +2, and then a really big axe or a really big sword would be +3.
So size matters in this game.
Yeah, probably
Size
because
matters.
it's
Full stop, Sarah. Don't believe the lies. Size absolutely matters.
it's probably because they're very hard to conceal. That's probably the offset.
Yeah.
Cool.
Fair.
Let me put it this way:
Okay.
if you're trying to run somebody over in a mini, you're going to do less damage than if you try to run them over with an articulated lorry.
I can just stab his heart with my rapey
You
hair.
could try to do that. If you'd like to try to do that, it's hard, but if you're successful, you would stake him.
No, okay, I want to. He's probably close to dying. I'll just try to hit him again.
Yeah, I'm going to hit him in the face again.
Throwing it.
'Kay.
To his
Uh,
legs.
question. The compel thing, like that I used the last round, says it needs eye contact.
It does.
So basically, he's running.
He is.
So he has his back turned.
He
So
absolutely
that
does.
didn't work, right?
So one of the downsides of dominate is once you know someone's got dominate, just don't fucking look them in the eye. It's easy.
What if you wear glasses? Does that do anything?
No, it doesn't make a difference.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Sunglasses.
Sunglasses,
Then
Mike.
Okay.
Would it make sense that I say I try to run up to him and basically trip him?
Yes, you could.
Physically trip
Yes.
him.
Yeah,
So
you could try and trip him. Yeah, that's absolutely fine. That's no problem.
One with the system where there's no initiative, Chris, is that how do we know that Mechew can't make eye contact and dominate him before he turns to run?
Because he's already turning to run at the same time
Right.
that the dominates happening. You have to have eye contact in order to do the dominate in the first place. So because all of this is happening at the same time, in the first instance, he's turning and running away. You therefore no longer have eye contact.
Okay.
V, what were you doing? Same thing again.
Same thing again.
Song again.
Yeah, more blood. I for the blood god. But can also he do a free action to stand up?
Yes.
I got you. Okay.
Alice is going to be shouting as well. But one thing I will mention is that as this round starts to kick off, that music you heard in the background gets turned up. The volume goes up, and you hear cheers from the crowd.
Thanks, Victor.
Does Mechew
Yes.
stay silent, not still kick in?
It doesn't. He got the
It
same
didn't
number of
work.
successes.
Oh, he
so
beat
did,
okay.
yeah.
Fair enough.
Can I go ahead and make my roll because I need to let the dog out real fast?
Go right ahead.
Okay.
Who let the dogs out? V.
Rouse. Yes.
Oh, success.
Oh my
What a
god!
surprise.
You criticaled it. Oh, no, you didn't.
At least it's that. I'm okay there, and then my specialty. 2. So let me be right back.
Okay, I'm gonna roll his resistance, which is jack shit. Oh, he gets 2 successes.
That's this one.
This time, Harvey rolled 8 dice.
Yeah, I don't know why Harvey rolled 8 dice that time.
Maybe we forgot to add 1 dice.
Oh yes, V did because she also roused the blood.
Oh, right.
So when she comes back, I get to roll an additional dice. Right, who's next?
I'll go.
Go.
And hit him in the face with an axe.
Does he get any disadvantages if he's stripped? I don't know how the system works.
Maybe
do
for
the
next round.
boys
For
get
next round,
bonus?
it will. Yeah.
Ah, okay.
3 successes.
Okie let me just read something real quick.
I just roll mine too. Just
Yes, please
Since we
do.
just run.
Yeah, please do.
I'll roll man too.
No,
Actually, I can't.
what a man.
Yes, you can. Yeah, you can.
I need to know what I need to roll for throwing the
Dex.
dagger.
Slobbering time.
Dexterity.
Melee?
I mean, don't know.
Sounds dumb.
It'll be athletics.
Alright.
V, can you roll one extra die for me? You missed one off because you
Oh,
didn't include that one die for rousing the blood.
Okay, 1d10.
Well done.
Okay.
He got 2 successes as well. You've just gained enough to actually beat him by 1.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Okay, so how many successes did the 3 of you get collectively? Actually, I need Mechew needs to roll as well. Yours is going to be a strength plus brawl roll.
What? Like I tried to trip him. It should be dexterity. Come on.
All right. I'll take dexterity. I'll take dexterity.
Okay. So what was the other one you said? Brawl.
Brawl. Yeah.
Not like this is gonna change anything, but anyway.
That almost certainly will change something. So you get a total between you 1, 3, 7,
9, 11.
Okay. Right. So I'm using an ability, and my ability is blink. He's going to try and effectively teleport the distance, right, using celerity. But I need to beat your successes in order to be successful. And because all 4 of you are doing something to him at the same time, he has to defeat all of you. Okay, so I need to get 11 successes on this roll, which I can't do. Right.
Question. Do I get 1 point of hunger back?
You get 1 point of hunger back.
Okay.
I have a... Go.
Good. He should be at 3 hunger now, right?
He is at 4 hunger now.
Okay.
So I'm going to make the roll anyway. And I'm going to make a ruling based on that as to how much damage he's going to take. So I'm going to roll this. And not roll very well at all. So 3. And that's okay. So 3 from... Okay, that's fine. So you hear him shout as the volume goes up on the radio, and you hear general cheers, and his shout gets lost in the sound. You all attack him at the same time. Rapier slashes in, a blade flashes through the air and impacts into his back. The axe hits him in the face. His feet get tangled up from underneath him, and he almost stutters in the air for a brief second, as if he's about to disappear from his position. And he does successfully teleport, but he teleports about a meter ahead of himself and ends up face down on the floor. He is unmoving.
I am going to go to the body. I'm going to drink. He's not dead, is he?
Nope.
So I'm going to take.
I mean, he appears to be dead, but you know he's a vampire. He's just taken a bunch of damage, and he's in torpor. It's going to take, in time, he will regenerate from this.
I'm going to take 2 blood off him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, get my hunger back down to 1.
Okay, you take 1 point of hunger from him.
Yep.
And that puts him on hunger 5.
Oh, V's had the rest, has it? Right.
Yeah. Do you want to push it?
No. Oh, yeah. No, I better not.
Maybe someone else wants to.
Can I go to hunger 0?
You can go to hunger 0.
You have to diabolize him.
You have to kill through feeding in order to go to hunger 0. And you could do that through Dalbury.
Sure, why not?
Because it's a really bad idea. Because it's
Can
against the Camarilla law, and if you're caught, you'll get punished.
So is this conversation happening in front of us?
No. Probably.
No. I have bitten him. I have taken some blood.
Yeah.
I have pulled his head back by the hair, and I've got my axe. I'm going to slit his throat. I'm going to cut his head off unless someone says something or stops me.
No,
okay,
don't dabrise him. It's against the law. I'll just cut his
I'm
head off instead.
I'm really confused that we're gonna kill him anyways.
Yeah,
What's the difference of me eating him?
It said by any means necessary. I've always, out of character, interpret that to be like Diablo is on the table. So, how else are you going to
Okay.
So Diablo away. Or either that, if you don't, Harvey can. He's probably
I'm
too
not going
busy
to.
trying to.
Yeah, I'm not going to, and I will step away. If someone else is going to Diabloize him, if someone else says I'm going to feed him to death or I'm going to Diabloize him or whatever, fine. If no one is going to, I'm going to cut his head off.
Oh, then Harvey definitely will. He's just got a stake in him too, so that's gonna.
Got half a tree sticking out of his chest.
We
Wait,
should
so-
remove that.
So now that he's on hunger 5, so there's only 2 options. If you drink any blood from him, he dies, but you can also choose to diabolize him or
No,
how?
there is no blood left in his body. His
Ah.
his body is devoid of any meaningful supply. You can't take anything else from him, but you can try and feed from him, and the act of feeding from him will pull his soul from him. And if you're successful at doing so, then you will gain some of his memories and some of his knowledge. If you're unsuccessful at doing so, the soul will be lost.
Wait,
If he's really strong-willed, he can take over your body.
yeah, but wait, you told me you get to decide whether or not you can do this. You can just drink him to death and he dies, and you don't go through this process, right?
If you start going through this process, you have to make a roll because you have to try and forcibly pull his soul out of his body.
Okay, so I didn't know this. So when you're drinking someone to death, you 100% must go through the Diablo-Reyes process.
Nobody accidentally commits Diablo-Rey. You might do so because you're in frenzy, but nobody accidentally does it. It's an act of will to do it.
All right, cool.
So we're not doing anything to him?
No, Harvey is gonna snack.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
He's an unbeliever or something.
Okay.
False prophets must die. Oh.
All right, I'm going to need you to make a couple of rolls for me then, please.
Okie dokie.
Let me find the debris section. There it is.
Hopefully this goes better than the other time that I did it in that last campaign with my Toreador. But it just didn't.
Can you rouse twice in a scene to change the stat that you're rousing?
No, you can only you can rouse 9 times in a scene and increase all of your stats, but you can only increase one stat once.
Ah, okay, I didn't know. Okay, cool.
But some disciplines require 2 rouses.
Yeah.
But that's like when it gets higher, and it'll tell you 2 rouses.
But you could increase all of your attributes by 1 in a scene if you want to. There's nothing stopping you from doing that.
Okay.
You just have to do 9 rouses. In your case, though, V, I'm going to need you to make a number of strength plus resolve tests at difficulty 3. Oh,
okay.
The number is equal to the victim's. Oh, you actually need to make 1.
Okay,
Strength
just 1
plus resolve.
Strength plus resolve. This is to physically pull the soul out of the body through the act of feeding. So you descend on the body and bite and start to feed. You're not getting any blood, but you're pulling with all of your strength.
Now, can I rouse for this?
You
I think
sure
I can. And I shall. And I get hungry. It's fine.
I think you're about to get really not hungry soon.
So strength, and then resolve. Plus my +1. 4. Ha ha ha.
Success. Okay. You successfully pull the soul out of the body. This is what happens. First and foremost, before anything else happens, you lose 1 point of humanity automatically.
Okay, let me go there.
Who cares?
All right. There you go.
Just numbers.
Now he's on 6. It's fine.
Now you need to make a humanity plus your own blood potency, versus their resolve plus blood potency.
So my blood potency 1, and then my humanity is now 6. So how do I do this?
Just /R.
Okay. So my blood potency is 1. So basically, 1d. I'm sorry, I don't know how to do this.
So what's your humanity at the moment?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
And your
Then blood
potency
potency is 1.
So it's 7 dice in total. So just /R
Gotcha.
7d10.
7d10?
Yep. And I'm going to do his resolve plus blood potency.
Uh-oh. It's like
Well,
2 successes.
You
Oh
are
no.
really lucky.
Oh,
Yeah,
you only did
yeah.
1. Thank God.
Okay. Every
Jesus is with you.
every success the Dabarist gains 5
Uh-huh.
experience points immediately to spend on increasing blood potency or disciplines known by the victim.
Okay, so
So make a
I'm
note.
sorry, I'm just not used to
That's
seeing
okay.
the numbers like that.
That's okay. So you scored 2 successes and he scored 1 success. So you got 1 success, which means you gain 5 experience points automatically, and you can spend them on either blood potency, celerity, potence, and presence.
Okay,
All right. So just make a note of that somewhere, and we'll cover that later on.
I gotcha. And now I have black veins in my aura.
You now have black veins in your aura, although you won't necessarily be aware of that, and they persist for a year, or if the Dabarist generation, it's going to be the same, so it doesn't matter.
All right, let me also make a note. Diablerize.
Yeah.
Alistair.
And having done that, the body rapidly rots. But it doesn't crumble to dust. It rapidly rots until it is a greasy, dark-coloured, horrible-smelling skeleton.
That went pretty good.
Fascinating.
Well, and we got this, and I take out the phone. Maybe this is how we'll lure our next victim.
But it's forbidden.
And also, now Harvey
Destroy
Lee's
it.
on 0 hunger.
It's not fine.
Yeah, Harvey, you're now on 0 hunger. And the other thing that you're experiencing at the moment, Harvey, is you are tripping balls. You are filled with the when the soul comes into your body, it is overwhelming. If you were standing or if you were supporting your weight, you'll collapse. You'll have a big smile on your face. This is the best feeling ever. You've never felt so happy. You've never felt so satisfied.
He's probably fell onto the tracks again, and then he still has that piece of wood in him. So he's just like,
I will.
Can I try to sorry.
No, it's okay. I just want to ask Killian. I go close to him and I ask, "That's illegal too, right?"
Oh yeah.
All right, just so I know. That's
You know, you were such a stickler for the rules, Delphine.
No, it's all about getting caught, and then I pocket the phone.
And we almost got you caught for how much you love the rules.
No, it was a plan. I'll
Can
plan.
I try to patch him up, like Harvey?
Can you what?
Like,
Sorry? Patch.
patch him up, you know, or like remove the branch.
Oh, you can certainly pull the branch out. That's fine. That's not difficult.
And then give him a lick.
Yeah, but you know, in a way that won't damage him further and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, you pull the branch out without any difficulty at all. It comes free from his body. Licking the wound won't make a difference because it's only the wounds that you cause with your teeth that you can heal that way.
It would be pretty fun if he got staked on the way out. after Diablerizing.
He caught a splinter through his heart on the way out.
As he's dripping balls, he gets the not what's it called? Torpor. Yeah,
Torpor? Yeah.
Torpor. Pretty funny.
Can I go ahead and attempt to heal?
You can.
Okay. I think it's 2 rouse checks
No.
for 1 point.
No, it's
oh wait.
1 rouse check for non-aggravated. For superficial damage, it's 1 per 1.
Okay.
And for aggravated damage, it's 3 per 1.
That's right. That's right. I don't get hungry. Then I don't get hungry.
Okay, you heal
Wow.
your 2
Wow.
points of damage. All you needed to do was eat another vampire and you've got rid of your curse.
Harvey
happens.
Alistair love.
I actually have a question. Okay, so in the last combat round, the guy turned around to run away.
Yeah.
And then he wanted to blink.
Yeah.
Is it like just a narrative thing, or
Yeah.
he can actually do a power like in the same round? Like he turned around to run,
Well,
and then
his,
he also used a discipline.
his act of fleeing was blinking.
Okay, cool. All right.
But you guys, if it had been 1-on-1, he probably would have been more successful at it. But because you guys dogpiled him, it made it almost impossible for him.
It's just in my mind when you said, okay, I declare I'm going to turn around and run. I thought, okay, that's what he's going to do in the turn. So I was thinking, okay, he's not like doing a power or blinking or anything, and just stab him. So that's why I was asking if he can like.
Fair enough. Maybe I should have been clearer in what I said then. What I said. I will take that on board. Going forwards, I'll be clearer in my declarations.
No, it's fine. You can do that again. I just want to understand the system. If it's, I think it was you did it because of narrative, more powerful that way. It's fine by me. Just want to understand how the system works.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Okay. So you're standing around in the rail tracks with a greasy corpse.
Can we kick it under a pile of rubble, or can we bury it somehow?
Why not
Under a
use
train.
it to lure Gaston this time? And I look at Victor. Tell him something happened to Alistair. Tell him to come over here. We repeat the same thing.
But don't think Victor's there, is he?
Victor's here, right?
No.
Isn't he with us?
No,
No.
Victor went off into the crowd, and then Alistair came out, and then the volume turned up.
Yeah. He turned the music up then.
I think Delphine has a good point, though. If we look at the mobile phone, if Gaston's number is on there, then we could text anything we wanted. We could look at other text messages to get an idea of how he communicates. And we could text something like, we're being attacked, or come quick, I found something, or something like that.
When he took out the phone right before we jumped him. So when I look at the phone, what is the last thing that I see? Is there like a number, a call, a message, anything? Unless it's locked, in which case it's useless.
No, the phone is locked. Yeah, the phone's locked. Yeah, the phone's locked.
Fingerprint,
Okay.
facial ID.
Isn't it like a
Probably
Nokia with
all of
they
those
open
things-
with the-
All of the things probably would have worked shortly before he turned into a greasy
Yeah.
skeleton.
Wait, since Harvey did Diablerize him, maybe Harvey can remember the passcode.
If you want to spend one of your experience points, I will say you can pull memories
Sure.
from his existence.
Let me mark
But it
one
won't just
down.
it won't just be that. It'll be like when you try to think about things from his perspective, like you'll get additional pieces of information.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
I just subtracted 1 experience point.
Okay.
So.
Fine. Yeah.
What's the passcode? Jesus isn't real? Or something?
It's
What do I
just
type?
numbers, Sarah. Usually.
You know what the 4-digit number is.
Yeah, 6969.
Correct.
It's
You
more
didn't
great.
need to spend an
I
experience
typed
point on that.
I mean,
Well,
1337, but it's fine. Close enough.
something like that. He'll say what it is.
I type it out, and then what do I see? What is the last thing that he did on the phone?
there is a dating app that is called
Grinder.
Tender.
Real.
For real.
Tender, yeah.
Tender. That is open, and there is a profile for a young girl.
Oh. She
I
looks like
see.
you.
I close that. I go into the calls and I check what's the last call. What does it say?
So when you look in the call logs, you'll see there is about 7 contacts, all of which have names next to them and a number.
Yeah.
The names are Sally 6, Gertrude 8. It's obviously like a selection of attractive women, or women and rated what they're rated as. And then the 7th call in the list is just the letter G. And then there's several more girls, and then there's the letter V, and then several more girls, and then the letter G again.
Right, and no letter S anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, a long way down the list, there's a letter S.
Okay.
Any text
well,
messages?
We want the G one, no?
No text messages.
Okay.
yeah, I mean, we want the G one or we want the S one since she's supposed to come soon, right, Soraya? Victor said she would be coming, right?
What if we jump Gasgon before she's here?
Could do, yeah.
Couldn't we use this cell phone if we present it to the prince as a breach of the masquerade and be done with it? Like they all obviously possess cell phones. Wouldn't that be the end of it?
Does that breach the masquerade? Is that the
No,
reason why?
no,
you
it's
That
forbid-
just-
cell phones are.
It's the rules of the game, not of the masquerade.
No, it's not the rules of the game. It's not technically a breach of the masquerade. It's a rule of the Camarilla.
So
Oh
would
yeah,
this
it's
qualify
so hunters don't find us. Yeah, it's not of the game. Never mind.
So would
The only
that
thing I would
disqualify
say
them?
about that is that there is a V for Victor, and probably if you look closely enough, there may be an O for Olivia. So you would automatically bring them into this as also having mobile phones, and they are meant to be our allies at this point.
Delete their contacts. And then
But
before presenting
When he rounds Gaston and Soraya up, the contacts will be on their phone.
do we
Ooh.
care exactly about them?
Oh, look at you! You liked allies so much, and I don't really care. Suddenly.
I mean, if we really
I like
wanted
if they're
to.
careful.
The thing is, they wouldn't die, right? So we wouldn't breach the thing, right? Wouldn't
Well,
really
if we
breach
wa-
the
What's the
allies.
punishment for breaking the rules?
I don't know. It's disqualification, no? That's what we thought.
It's death.
Oh.
Yeah, final
yeah.
death.
I guess we
might
could
not
just
be. It might not be. You might
Vaporize
just,
another
they,
two,
they might
but
just get put in a bath of lye, or have their limbs cut off, or
No, you said it's death. You said it. It's like
could be.
disqualification, and then shortly after death.
maybe we can just kill them then.
I
I
mean,
mean,
If nothing else, if we wipe out their coterie, we can just add them to our coterie as like, whatever. It'd be great,
and if you care,
So
you
hard.
can phone them and tell them to get rid of their cell phones anyway. And delete the contacts. Like,
Their contacts
You
will be on
can contact
Gaston's
them.
phone.
Yeah, we can't
You
do
know,
that.
we can just jump Gascon again, guys. It's worked great. We can do
Yeah.
it again.
I mean, he's probably gonna
Between
be
Victor
third year.
and if we hang around here and wait for Victor to come back, between Victor and Fred's phone, because I've forgotten his name already, he was that
Alistair.
important. Alistair's phone, we can jump Gaston.
What time is it, by the way? I mean, in game. How much do we have
probably,
left until
probably
sunrise?
early hours of the morning. It's let's say
So-
it's 3:00.
So we have still time to do all of this and go home, sleep.
About 3 hours.
All right.
you guys don't like
Yeah.
smart ideas. But anyway.
You can't even hide behind the fucking carriage. Like,
That has everything to do with.
don't
what
talk
I
about
just
smart
said.
thing. Hey, my waist is working out so far. Like,
How about you, if
gonna
someone's
stop 5 times by now.
someone
I like the beef.
send him one of those messages things and say, "Hey, what up, bud?" or something
There's
like that.
there's no messages in the phone. They might not be talking by messages.
That's a
Yeah,
good point.
she
Yeah,
might
but
find
there's
it
a rule that
suspicious.
says we don't do messages at all. So
But he was about to call him, so maybe we can call.
was he?
And
Was he about to call one of his girls on the dating app?
when he saw a dying Harvey on the street, who was he gonna call if not his leader?
We don't know, do we?
He's calling someone, so clearly he's calling someone. So, like, you know,
Well, I mean, all right. Well, I guess one of you guys can keep the phone. Maybe you can use these numbers of these girls. Some of them have tens next to them, so I guess that means they're
No,
a 10.
I don't want the phone. If no one's going to use it tactically, we need to get rid of it. I don't want to be seen with a mobile phone. That's not something I want to be.
How about we
expending
just
on.
leave it here for now by this pile of leather, and we'll come back to it.
Let's
later.
wait and see. Hopefully, Victor's on his way back, and then we can have a discussion and see what's next.
Yeah, if he didn't get caught.
Just ring him once, let him know.
would
Ring
Harvey
Victor?
know? Would Harvey, by spending that one experience point, know who he was gonna call, or no?
I think
memory.
you could make an educated guess to say that he would probably have called Gaston.
Yeah. So then Harvey would.
I
Say
mean,
one.
maybe we can call Victor.
Like in your mind, that would be the like when you think about it from his perspective. He's found something that Gaston needs to know about. Gaston is in charge. So
Gotcha.
if in your mind you're like, no, of course he would call Gaston.
Gotcha. Also, would Harvey know all these girls were like the memory type of thing, like all these girls,
So
or
when you
like
look at the names and the numbers, you get flashes in your mind of who these girls are. You get like a picture of them, and he's fed from most of them.
He's a seducer.
Mhm.
he was not a
That's
very
the
righteous man. So Harvey will like flick through it to V, and I guess hit the call button.
Okay. The phone rings for a moment or two. Bear with me 1 second.
Okay.
And then the sheriff comes out and
the
kills us.
the phone rings 2-3 times and then disconnects.
And then Harvey will disconnect it.
After a few moments, you will hear a sound like somebody dropping to the ground, and you'll see Victor is suddenly there. He's obviously dropped off of one of the carriages, and is looking at you, his head's tilted to one side. He walks towards you. He looks down at the body. He seems to concentrate for a second and then spits on the body. He's roused the blood just so that he could spit on him.
Paste.
He was probably jealous or something.
You need to make a decision about whether you're going to leave the body here or not. Either way, you need to get gone.
How about we
Why?
add one more body to that one before we go?
Gaston is going to learn about this very quickly. And when he comes to investigate, he will not be on his own.
Okay,
Hmm.
I suggest we leave. How easy would it be to hide the body, Chris?
I mean, you ain't going to be burying it. You could do a crap job of hiding it in amongst some undergrowth, and it will be found relatively quickly. Dog walkers, etc., will identify it because the body smells, so dogs are going to pick up on it relatively quickly. If you wanted to make sure that this body isn't found here, you need to take it with you. Or you need to go and put it somewhere else. You could just chuck it in the Seine.
I want to ask Victor whether he knows if Soraya has arrived yet.
No. I haven't seen her.
Do you know?
She may be here. I haven't seen her.
Okay.
Is he like? What do you mean he's not gonna come here on his own, like with Soraya?
The people here are his retinue.
Right. So they're all Gould. So they'll be tougher than normal humans, and you'll have dozens of them. So probably not a fight we want to have tonight. Let's take the body with us and the phone, so that he has no idea what has happened to Alistair. Let him fret on what Alistair's doing for a couple of nights. Victor, would you be prepared to maybe point him in the wrong direction? Say you'd seen him on, maybe talking to the Phantom Court?
Oh, I was going to tell him that I saw him leaving with one of the girls. He won't think anything of that. I'll make one of the girls disappear as well.
Fair play. We'll make the body disappear. And let's let him stew for a couple of nights, and then we can come back to him again.
Good.
Maybe if you can help us with Soraya's location, we can pick her off next.
Once. She's difficult to pin down, but yes, I will do my best.
Okay.
Octavia will be in contact. You
No problem.
were better than I thought you'd be.
Well, thank you for your help. The music going up was inspired.
We have to work together.
Okay. We'll grab the body. I'm guessing that Killian's got like a longish coat on.
Mhm.
Has anyone else got one? We could just basically wrap the body in that and take it down and chuck it in the Seine.
I have barely any clothes on.
Just a suit.
Okay.
Harvey will help.
Yeah. Okay. We'll wrap the body up in a couple of coats.
Harvey ain't doing shit. Harvey is tripping balls.
Fucking hell.
Oh, never mind.
But Harvey's coat could be used in order to wrap the body up.
We'll take Harvey's coat off and Harvey won't really know much about it.
Oh,
we'll wrap the body up. We'll take it to the
you
Seine
can
and we'll
touch his
dump it.
coat.
Thanks.
Okay. So
shit, yeah, okay, yeah, thanks.
So, that's a good point.
Wait, I have a question again. Like, we put we tie up the body with Freud in the river.
Mhm.
When it washes ashore somewhere, and like some human is gonna find it, isn't like a bridge of the Masquerade or something?
It will be an ancient washed up body.
Yeah.
Ancient washed up god.
Well, if you
okay.
take the clothes off it, it's just basically a very rotted. Like
Well,
the reason why it
Yeah.
rots is because it accelerates to its natural age. So if
Okay,
someone was to pull
okay.
that out of the Seine, they'd find an old.
So
Rotted
just a
corpse.
very like fermented body.
Yes.
Let's say his
Right,
actual
right,
age was
so-
90, that they'll find the a 90-year-old body, and someone will assume that it's been caught under the Seine and something's ripped it free and now it's floated to the surface. If it even floats to the surface, it might just get picked clean and, you know. I guess any dental records or anything that they do on it will say, oh, this was Alistair, he disappeared 60 years ago, presumed dead.
Hey, Killian, I got an idea.
Oh, here we go.
Instead of putting the body in the Seine,
Mhm.
why don't we just go take the body on like the border to the court, and then basically blame the court, and then let Gaston be pissed at the court.
You devious dog.
Okay. On that note, as you're having the conversation and concluding and deciding, I'm imagining you're taking the body and you're probably walking off down the tracks, and the camera
Down the tracks,
will pan up from your conversation. The words of your conversation disappearing off. The last thing you will hear is the slightly creepy laughter coming from Harvey, as the camera pans up, looking down, and then pans into the sky, into the darkness of the night, and we'll draw a veil over the session there.
Cool.
Thank you very much for watching, everybody. Join us next time, where we'll find out what the consequences of this will be.